Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Age of Umbra. Before we jump into our episode tonight, we do have some announcements to get through, beginning with our sponsor tonight, which is Darrington Press.
Oh, are you surprised, Matt? I know you think my ads are stupid, but the fine folks at Darrington Press must enjoy them quite a bit because they plunked down a pretty penny for this ad spot.
I really don't think they did actually, Sam.
Jeez, jealousy does not look good on you. The Darrington Press have good taste, and they want to remind you that Daggerheart is out now and ready for your creations. Did you know that you can make, publish, and monetize your own Daggerheart content with the Darrington Press community gaming license and Daggerheart system reference document?
Nailed it.
You can. In fact, if you play your cards right, see what I did there? Maybe you can get rich on hope and fear and write a check to sponsor one of these shows just like Darrington Press did tonight.
Again, Sam, I'm pretty certain Darrington did not pay for this ad.
You just can't accept the fact that I am a beloved, sought-after fact that I am a beloved, sought-after advertiser's dream. Can you? It's not always about you, Matt. Learn more at darringtonpress.com/license or daggerhar.com. Daggerheart.com. Matt, a fuck to you.
Cool. Last time Darrington sponsors us. Liam, you're up.
Oh, the hells! In honor of our 10th anniversary, our partners at Sideshow just released this. A Decade of Destiny, the Critical Role collection written by Amy Chase. This is another beautiful book. The book dives into the design and development behind Sideshow's official Critical Role collection, I should show some of it, showing concepts to finish. I will, I've been hit so much of this table. Showing concepts to finish collectible on statues, art prints, and more. All from our campaigns, look at it all. Get behind the scenes insight, commentary from us and the Sideshow creatives, a foreword by Travis Willingham. We know him. And a cover by Jordan Torrance. Jordan Torrance. Jordan Torrance.
There it is.
What the hell?
The exclusive edition is limited to 500 copies.
Oh, really?
And features an alternate cover, a collector's slipcover, extra vellum artwork pages, and more. You can check it all out now at side.show/destiny.
Gorgeous.
Ooh, and it's got a little back.
Ooh, and it's holographic.
Oh, man.
It's holographic.
Oh, it is holographic. Oh my god.
Pass it
Oh
around.
my god. It's like a limited edition Capri Sun.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
And just as tasty. But I believe that concludes our announcements for this evening. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Age of Umbra. Hello, everyone. Last we left off,
I'm not ready. No.
Already bad. Not cool.
our troop had delved deep within the Luzal vaults until they reached the monastery atop the firmament's harrow, where they had uncovered Velk, who had given in to divine ideas of destiny before being corrupted by a sourceless shadow seemingly erupting from the statue of one of the veiled gods. You battled the swollen, monstrous, feral form of Velk before casting him from the edge of the cliff face to plummet to his death within shadow below. There you inspected the surrounding ruins of the outer aspects of this monastery, uncovered some useful relics of the old world, and opened a sealed reliquary box at the base of the statue, upon which a substance was inhaled by young Erin, who was helping unlock this reliquary. Her cough progressed into a fever, and as opposed to pressing on into the monastery, you chose to bring her back to seek help and recovery in Desperloch. There you took her to the local healer, who treated her infection. You went and met an ally of Snix's, who was able to give a little bit of context and information for the skull that was found within the reliquary, before upsetting him. And upon your return, you were given information from Truvo, the Hedge, the local herbalist healer, that this was more than just a simple infection. Some of the Umbra shadow seems to grow within Erin. When you turned to go and see if she was okay, she was gone. And the core of Desperloch village was filled with dark smoke. The five of you pushed into the core and found the sacred pyre gone, quenched with the blood of nearby townsfolk and the pyre keepers that stood watch. And it's at this moment that you see Erin, little teenage Erin, standing there, turning back over her shoulder towards you and smiling.
Brixton immediately runs to Romand on the ground.
You rush over and see Romand, the upper half of Romand, sits along the outside of the kindled mound where the pyre is kept, bisected with a strange precision, like the snapping of an impossible whip. And it looks like what was within the torso has been drained of the majority of its blood and life.
I'm sorry. And Corbin is also gone.
You glance across the way, and you see on the other end of this, the smoke still kind of obscuring part of your vision in the vicinity, the panic, your heartbeat going as you glance around, and you can see the flash of Corbin's robe across the other side of the pyre, still obscured from sight, but not moving.
I'm gonna call out, Erin!
She just stands there smiling.
Is she holding a weapon of any kind?
No weapon, just kind of turned towards you this way. She spins.
Bless you.
Bless you. From under the gray cloak she has, you see her hand standing there. And then something slithers and moves quick from within the robe.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
For just a view of placement here, I'm going to set something.
Already? We're gonna set something! Visual aids?
Guys, Daggerheart's available now wherever you buy
Oh,
your games.
don't buy it, though.
And
Whatever
on
you
the
do, don't play
critical-
this.
It's a
So
good
definitely,
game.
definitely buy it.
We swear that
Play it.
long rests
The amount
exist.
we've talked about
Can't
this.
get
If
long
you're
rests.
if you're young, it will age you from the stress.
Oh,
Yes.
snap!
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, look at that! Oh my god! That looks so good.
Oh no. Oh no.
I love it.
Oh no.
Were they? Wait.
Or was she
I
supposed to
think
be
she's
down?
supposed to be down.
That
Yes,
might be.
there
That
you
might be.
Oh, I stood her up.
Romand.
So you have rushed up to Ramond there. The rest of you have been rushing over from this side.
Where was the tent she was in? Is that visible?
Right
there.
there.
Okay.
This is
Wait, the tent that who was in?
that Aaron was in.
Aaron
Oh,
was in,
and she
yeah.
walked over there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It is much darker here, as there is no central flame. And the sense of terror and realization of no salvation for Desperloch in this moment washes over you. As Aaron's body begins to swell and extend, you watch as your skin begins to turn a sickly green, her eyes rolling back into a pale, pupilless white. You watch as 2, 6, a dozen of strange extended tendrils begin to whip around from underneath her cloak. You see, and what you can briefly make out, these long tentacle-like extensions that kind of drag and shift and curl. Where there would be suction cups, instead there are rows and rows of small fingers that move.
God! What?
Matter with you?
And as she
object.
looks at you, her mouth opens. As dozens of red, slick tethers
I'm out.
No!
I think
this one is supposed to be.
That's not
That looks
Aaron.
so cool.
That's not Aaron.
Look at the little girl. You guys, I don't think Aaron's in the room with us anymore.
I think we
Give
can
you
call her
that
back.
idea.
Nearby townsfolk are starting to step out to see what the commotion is and gasping in horror at what they see.
Stay back!
Run.
Charge forward!
Send the vigil.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna rally everybody.
Oh.
I'm gonna give everybody a rally die. You get a D6 that you can add to the result of your action roll, reaction, damage roll, or to clear a number of stress equal to the result. And I will rally everybody that's just sort of in the area with my wings unfurled and, you know, sort of the wind bristling through them. They sort of kind of touch everybody.
Action,
And-
reaction, clear stress.
Yep. Action, reaction, damage roll,
Damage.
or to clear a number of stress.
Or to clear stress. Okay.
Oh, like we can just
Roll the
it
dice
now?
and clear that many
A
stress if you
D6.
want.
Oh,
to
But
use
you have
whenever.
those D6 at your disposal, yeah.
okay.
I'm gonna. Well, Aaron didn't respond very well to her name being called, so I'm gonna reach back, and as I start running to the right, just to declutterify, I'm gonna fire a bolt beacon
Over here?
underhanded. Actually, this way.
This way.
Yeah, counterclockwise. And I'll try and run up on this ledge if I can.
Sure. There you go.
Send a bolt beacon. See what happens. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to hit.
14 is a success with hope or fear.
With fear.
Okay.
Josh.
Yep.
Oh, they don't wipe at the end of the session? You don't.
No,
your
your
fear
hope
don't
doesn't go
reset?
away either.
I know, but wouldn't it be nice if it did? Does that hit?
That does indeed hit.
It does indeed hit. Okay. She's now, whatever it is now vulnerable. 6, 8, 10. 10 points of magic damage.
She's vulnerable?
She's vulnerable.
Great.
Temporarily vulnerable.
And glowing brightly.
Correct. And how much damage was that? That was
10 points.
10 points of damage. Alrighty. The flash of like sparks and surround her. The divine halo of marking energy that you've set upon her kind of burns across. Watches you as you pass by. The jaw itself just kind of torn open and stretched as it seems like they get longer and longer, kind of pouring out of her mouth.
Oh.
All right, who's up next?
I'm gonna
Oh, that was
run.
with fear. Sorry, that's as a reaction to that, Aaron's going to mark a stress. It's not really Aaron anymore.
Oh, no!
This is a limb wreath.
A limb?
Wreath.
Limb wreath.
Like limbs and then wreath?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's going to mark a stress. As you blast it, you watch one of the tentacles that's kind of coming up from underneath gets sheared off of it onto the ground. And then now kind of sets on its own
Damn it!
No.
right there and immediately activates and is going to shift up to you and going to make a whip attack against you for a 16.
Good. That hits.
16, you take 2 physical damage.
2 physical damage. Okay.
It smacks towards you. Now it comes to my go. The limb wreath is going to, let's see here. It's going to shift up there. I'm going to spend a fear to use its barrage of tendrils. It's going to make an attack roll against 3 targets within close range. There. You're just out of range there.
Yeah.
You're there, and then you're there.
Oh no.
You know what? No, it's going to go for you since you ran behind. The other ones are more up front. So this is going to be attack roll against Idle, an attack roll against Misty, and an attack roll against Snicks.
I'm gonna use one of my prayer dice to reduce that previous 2 damage down to 0.
You got it. Okay. That's going to be a 12.
Yeah, it's.
It's
It misses.
Okay.
A duck.
You duck below, but 2 tentacles reach out as it smacks onto both of you. You both take 8 points of physical damage. And I need you both to make a strength reaction roll.
Oh.
As it whips into you, and the rows of fingers try and dig into your body and begin to pull you toward the limb wreath.
Bro, give us a warm up. What the fuck? We're just off to the races.
okay.
I was not warned. That's terrible.
Will that D6 help at all?
A strength?
You do have a D6.
Oh, I do.
Use it now.
I'm gonna burn that now.
Me too.
That's much better. That's a 13 with hope.
A 13. Hope doesn't matter for reaction roll.
Okay.
13 is exactly what you needed. So you managed to resist it from pulling you towards it.
Okay.
Oh, you're blessed, die.
Made an 11 with hope.
Alright.
Not to.
So you don't gain any hope. It's a reaction roll, but you get pulled directly into melee with it.
No.
Did either of you take damage from it this past turn?
I did.
I did not. I burned an armor.
I burned.
But you-
I burned an armor, but that just took me down 1.
Right, but you didn't mark any hit points from the tentacle or her.
Neither.
Great. But you took 1.
I did.
You also mark a stress because it is horrifying. Whenever you take damage from the limb wreath, you also mark a stress.
I feel like that's subjective.
No.
Take a hit point. Anyway.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes
Wow,
sense.
wow,
Makes
wow,
sense.
wow, wow.
I hate
So
it.
say that again. It's you're horrified.
I'm horrified. It's so terrifying. It's just
boy.
stressful up close.
I'm also going to spend a fear to activate the current living tentacle that's there, and it's going to come and strike at you again.
Listen.
That's going to be real bad. That's a
A little
4.
hentai right now. A 4? Yeah.
Yeah. Misses you entirely. And it's going to shift
Consent,
around
please.
a little bit over here. It's always important to have consent. That's going to finish my spotlight. Who wants to go now?
I'm at the
I
very.
can run up and hit it unless anybody has any type of like prep.
My quick one is I'm going to
It's vulnerable, so you have advantage.
I'm going to take off into the air at the very least and just call the scholars. Everybody run! And I'm going to get up into the air.
Okay.
If you want to attack now, I'll hold my attack tag.
Yeah, go
Okay.
hit it.
Yeah.
For Desperloch! I'm going in.
Okay, you rush in towards the limb wreath.
Come on, give me some hope. Give me some hope. Okay, so 14 with fear.
14 with fear. 14 does hit.
Oh, good. This is good.
That's good. That's something.
Wait, vulnerable? Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, that's gonna be a 10 plus 4, 14 damage.
14 damage. Okay. It's gonna
Oh,
mark-
right, and vulnerable I should have also, but it hit. It's fine. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
no worries. So it marks 2 points. I'm going to go ahead and spend another stress as a reaction, and it drops another tentacle. Which is immediately going to activate. It's going to move forward over here,
Don't like this.
and it's going to go ahead and swing at you, Misty, for a 6.
No, doesn't hit.
Rolls back, goes wide. That finishes your go. Comes to me because you rolled with fear.
Oh, could you?
Mine.
The limb wreath is going to spend a fear to do a taste for blood. Its stretched mouth filled with dozens of red slimy tentacles are going to spin around towards you. So you're the one that pulled towards you, so it's still kind of focused on you. This is going to attack. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
That hits.
That hits. All right. You take, as the tendrils wrap around you and pull you in towards its mouth, and you can see in between them what wasn't visible before is a bunch of small curved teeth pinchers, like trying to pull you in, and it grinds against your stone and begins to drag across your arm. You take 12 points of physical damage.
Okay. Well, here, hold on. Let's see here. So I'm gonna use another armor slot to take me down. Well, I can use. I'm gonna use both. I can use 2 armor slots to take me.
You can't use more
You
than
can only
one
use
armor
more than one.
slot from
That's
an
right.
attack, unless you have an ability that lets you.
Okay. So Okay. Got it. All right.
How many armor slots?
And
I have 1.
Okay.
the taste of essence that it draws from you rejuvenates it, and it heals 2 of its hit points from the taste of blood.
Oh no!
Wow.
I don't know if we beat this thing.
What if
back up. We have to
Misty
back
doesn't
up.
have any blood?
The essence
No,
that it tasted
damn it,
off.
it's acid!
Oh, you tried.
Oh, you did try.
Got a taste for granted.
Oh, that's not good.
And then also, I'm going to spend 2 fear on my action to activate both of the other tentacles that are out there. One's going to strike at you. That's going to be a 14 to hit.
That does hit.
You take 2 points of physical damage. And this one now is going to shift towards you.
Shit.
And is going to have the other tentacles going to whip out towards
Just
you.
enough to do
That's only going to be an 8.
I evade.
Misses you entirely. That's going to finish my activation. Who's up?
I'm gonna burn my prayer dice, the last one, to make that go away. Those 2 are gone.
Okay.
I'm at a wild flame. Since I'm up close, and I'm just
All
gonna
right.
put my hands on it and just.
Let's go.
Right.
This is nasty already.
Come on.
The little 2 points of damage are brutal. Because it's just a hit point if you don't clear it.
Wait, can I spend a hope to add a d6?
You can't.
Am I just
you
making
can't
shit up
do
now?
it to yourself. You
I
can
can
only
do
help
it.
others.
I'll inspire you.
Okay. How do you go ahead and help her out?
Misty! There's a tentacle behind you! Give me what for!
Okay.
I said, what for?
I know. All right, so.
Some sad faces over there.
Yeah. No, they don't feel good.
No.
11 with fear.
That's gonna miss.
Damn.
The fear
Sorry.
is so bad when it goes back.
So you reach out towards
We're good.
the limb wreath form that still wears Aaron's face. And as you reach for it, your hands burning with magical power, it moves with unnatural speed, and you watch the face contort like the whole body bends like it's some sort of weird blubber as it pulls away and immediately is going to take its retort action. As that, it's going to burn a fear to do barrage of tentacles. Again, this one's going to go towards you. That's going to go
One armor
towards
left.
you, and that's going to go towards. Actually, this one's going to move right around here.
Oh, so it's not connected to Misty anymore, or it is?
No, it only did that one attack, and she pulled away.
Oh, okay, good.
This here, yeah, that'll go. It's going to ignore you for now, and instead it's going to do brush tentacles against Misty, against Snyx, and against August.
I haven't done anything.
That's going to be a 19 against all of you.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, that hits.
That is.
All right.
Wow.
All 3 of you take.
Against you as well?
Yeah.
I am your shields. I will shield her.
All right, so mark that and take it instead. That is 9 points of physical damage to all 3 of you.
I will take mark an armor off
I will also mark
reduce
an
that
armor
down.
2-0.
I will
To
also
1.
reduce it down to 0.
So you took no
I
hit
took
points.
no damage.
You took no hit points, and you took 1.
1.
Mark
yeah.
a stress
How does-
because
how
it
did
is
you mark it
horrifying.
down to? Oh wow.
His new armor.
Armor
I should
dope.
have kept that.
Yep.
But mark a
now.
stress because it's horrifying.
Yep, I just
You did. All right, great. Also, I need all 3 of you. Well, you're already melee with it. I need 2 of you to make strength reaction rolls for me, please, as it's trying
Come
to pull
on.
you towards it.
Come on.
I remember that kind of sucking, so I'm going to burn that. 14?
14 is a success.
20.
All right.
That's a success.
All right.
Yeah.
Both of you manage to pull away as the small fingers try and grab and grapple and pull you towards it. No impact at that point. And then I'm going to go ahead and burn another fear. To activate this tentacle, it's going to strike out at you again.
Bring it.
Oh, that's going to be an 8. It misses you. You're too quick. All right, that's going to finish my spotlight. Who's up next?
I want to take out this tentacle that's menacing me.
All right.
So I will just slash at it with my boom.
Okay.
Orang. That's a critical.
Yeah!
there
All
we
right.
go.
Something.
Gain a hope,
Jeez.
clear a stress,
I love that. I love both of those things.
and
Bloody time.
Okay, good. And it doesn't do super duper damage. Just 1d10 plus 1. That's 10.
you splatter that tentacle.
Yes, great.
It scatters into the rock and kind of twitches for a second before it just stops and melts into dark, thick, melted flesh.
And then I will use my movement. Shit. It's still our go, right?
Still your turn.
What are you're gonna attack, aren't you? What are you gonna do?
I'm-
You're
And
gonna-
I just tried.
I'm
and
gonna do
failed.
a thing.
Idol said he's gonna go after
You know,
his tentacle
wanna give you
too.
guys a-
Yeah.
I keep rolling with fear, so I feel like I'm fucking cursed.
I'm planning on going in and trying to get this thing away from you.
I will run towards Idol and just pass by Misty and give her a pat on the wing as I go. Just to, you got this.
Okay.
Who's up next?
I'll take it. Can I get to Misty from here?
To Misty? Yeah, you can move. You can fly close. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
So I'll fly down. I'm going to do the thing I did before where I make you a little vest. So you now have an extra armor for the moment with Tava's armor. And say goodbye to that thingy once I find my pencil. Sure, here somewhere. And now, since I'm here, I think I can do this still. I'm going to try and do another power push and see if I can do this to get this thing knocked that direction.
Okay.
So I start my weird little silk symbol. I give it the push, and that's a spellcast roll. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if it goes. That's a 5 with hope.
Well, you gain a hope. But
Yay.
unfortunately, that does fail. You go to begin to conjure as you land and impart this magical protection upon your stone ally. You spin around, and as you bring your hand to release the magical aura of your spell, one of the tendrils grabs your wrist and tears it away, and suddenly the magical essence is lost. You manage to break your wrist free, but the spell is done.
So no armor.
You get the armor.
You got the armor.
Oh, I get the armor.
But
okay.
his
okay.
attempt to push it did not
the
work.
push, that's
But
right.
thankfully, yeah, not fear, so we're still going?
Correct.
Yeah.
No. You still fail a roll, which means
Yeah.
it still comes back to me.
Oh,
I just
fuck.
didn't gain a fear.
Okay.
The Limwreath is going to spend a fear to now do Taste for Blood against you.
Cool.
Since you are within melee of it. So after that one tendril, you try and tear away from your wrist. You manage to pull it away as you look back. All of them kind of flash out towards you. That's going to be 13?
That hits.
Okay.
Is this your hit points?
Yeah, it's all clear.
I'm rolling like right down the
Oh,
middle.
it's clear.
Okay. So for that, you take 11 points of physical damage.
Okay. All right.
Pencil?
Yeah, thank you. I don't know where mine went. I'm going to burn an armor, and I take no damage.
Okay. Take no damage.
5 pencils.
Oh, well, there you are.
But
Might be
Limwreath
mine.
does heal 2 of its hit points.
But it didn't. Yeah.
It's drawing the blood and essence.
Yeah.
And
How do I get his stuff healing?
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
hold for now. What do you guys want to do?
Does anyone have any type of like, if you hit him, he can't regenerate type of a
No,
thing?
but I'll
The rest of
run-
these townsfolk, by the way, are screaming and running that
Good.
way.
I'll run in and position myself in between the tentacle and the Aaron creature Limwreath.
Limwreath.
And I'm going to cast Spirit Weapon and mark a stress, and I'll do 2 attacks as long as they are within close range. I can swing the halberd into a divine weapon that'll build up this force and whip around and hit both.
Great. So you roll one attack and it hits all within that range.
Yes.
Let's go.
That's crap. That's 5, 7, that's 8 with fear.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, that misses both of them.
What happens if we TPK here?
Then I pick up with Liam and
Liam
Laura.
and Laura?
Comedy.
I mean...
No,
Well,
we got this.
Welcome to the Age of Umbra, y'all. All right, that finishes your go. You go and conjure the divinity around this weapon, and the shadow, the proximity of whatever has taken Aaron, the nature of the sacred pyre being gone, all of the immensity washes over you, and it breaks your resolve in that moment. And what bit of divine power you're about to conjure just sparks out, and for a second, you really feel the despair wash over you. The weapon doesn't even leave your fingertips.
Oh.
Now the limb wreath's gonna go. It's gonna go ahead and spend an action to go ahead and it's gonna do a barrage of tendrils against you,
I'm so far away.
and you to pull you in, since you are the one that's not closest. It's trying to get you all real close. That's going to be a 13 against all of you.
Yes.
Hits.
Hits.
How's your health?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Let's.
Everyone's health is good?
1d8.
No.
1d8.
Well,
No?
I mean, yeah, we'll
middling.
see after this.
Oh, it's only 3 points of physical damage against all 3 of you.
Okay, we'll burn an armor to make it 0.
Okay.
I'll do the same.
Yeah.
Okay. You take a hit point?
I did not.
You do not. Okay. And I just need you two to make strength reaction rolls for me, please.
10.
10. That is a failure. You pulled into melee with it.
12.
12 just fails. You also get pulled into melee with it, and you've all now been kind of pulled surrounding it there.
Does this mean we're like ensnared essentially, or just
No, you're
close,
just within
pulled
melee
close?
with it.
Okay.
Which is clearly a thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna
Imagine why.
spend one more fear to trigger this, or a spotlight this tentacle that's going to move forward. And it's going to go ahead and whip out at you. 16?
Yeah, hits.
You take 2 points of physical
I
damage.
am your shield.
Whoa!
You are within.
Yes, yeah, everyone's right here. Everyone
Well, you're on
is
the
close.
outside, so the only person you couldn't get to would be technically August.
Because what's your hit points? You're not looking
I
good.
have 3.
Okay, it's okay. I'll take it anyway.
Okay, so you take 2 points of physical damage.
Okay, I will spend a point to take none.
That's my activation. Who's up?
I mean,
Let's kick
I've
fucking
got a thing.
thing's
Can
ass.
anybody wanna something to help me shove this thing away before we get
I can
absolutely fucked?
shove.
I need a hope. If anyone has a hope, to,
I have a hope. I could help. I could try to. Make
I
my
haven't had
fucking
hope
wealth.
in 2 games. I have had no hope.
We need to give you hope.
So I could use some. I'm gonna try again. I just need some cover while I'm gonna try that push spell one more time.
All right, I will give you a hope, and I will try to cover you with my wings.
All right, so you spend a hope to
Yes.
help him out. So you get to add a d6 to his roll. How do you help him out?
So you're wanting cover?
I would like some cover because this is gross and I need just.
Okay, I will just slowly,
also so I won't
don't
fly
just
back.
step in front of him.
The wings kind
but
of
sort of separate my wings so that he has a spot to sort of peek
Awesome.
No catching
Hell yeah.
my hand this time.
All right, let's go ahead and make that spell cast roll.
Ooh. Okay. What did we add to that?
Okay, 6, a d6.
Yeah.
You want me to roll it?
Yeah.
You want to roll it? Okay.
Oh yeah, you roll it.
There you go.
Oh, 18, 19, 21, 24
With
24.
hope.
with hope.
With hope,
Thank you.
take that hope,
Yes.
and that is a success.
Ah, so that is a D10. 1D10 plus 2. Come on, give me some damage. That's 10 points.
10 points.
That's great.
And you are pushed back to far range.
To far range.
Yeah, and I was shooting for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, you push Limerick back to there.
Cast it into the fire.
And now
know,
I'm
I
gonna
thought
fly
about
up
that.
again to the corner. I'm
can
gonna
we throw it
I'm
in the
gonna hop
embers?
back up.
Oh,
Take my
I did spend a fear to get rid of the thing earlier.
and so I'm also gonna take my movement to go back up into the air and up. Yeah, like right about here.
Okay.
Yeah, over here. I'm flying that way.
Melee has to be very close.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, touching.
melee has to
on
be
it,
next to
touching.
it, touching.
Yeah.
Unless you have a weapon that has very close range,
Okay.
which some do. All right.
was
So
with
that was
hope.
the hopes. You guys continue.
I'm gonna slash at this tentacle right next to us with the With the booms.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to mark us before we get to that.
Okay.
Hold on to that.
Okay.
Because at the end of that, you did mark 2 hit points on it. It's going to mark a stress and drop as a reaction another tentacle. That will immediately activate and rush in towards you.
All right.
That's going to be a 12.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
you take
hits.
2 points of physical damage.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take the hit point.
Also mark a stress because it is horrifying.
Jesus.
It's all right. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
All right, now
I've slashed at the thing. I rolled a 12.
a 12.
Oh, can I add my 6? No, I
You
actually
had to do
called
that
that before.
beforehand, yeah.
All right, and it was with fear.
Okay.
Damn it!
So
We're
you
doing
go
good.
and
We're all right.
swing with your boomerang, and it's too quick. It's too quick. It doesn't. All it takes is one hit to take it
try
down.
talking to it.
But you're just a little bit too shaken by its presence. That brings it back.
You did try.
Aaron, fight against it. Pull the tentacles back
I
in.
know you're in there.
It's going
There's
to.
literally a skin suit on the ground.
It's going to barrage of tentacles for another fear, coming at you and. Actually, you. Sorry, August, Misty, and Snicks.
Okay.
I don't like being a fighter.
That's only going to be an 8.
Oh.
Misses. Misses.
Yeah.
Misties.
The tendrils go out, and now that you've kind of gotten a feel for its tactics, it's constantly like lashing out and pulling you in, its mouth open, trying to devour and consume your life essence and blood. You're now starting to kind of gather its pattern, and this time when it lunges out at you, you all just duck and deflect off to the side, finding no impact on you. So
You
I'll-
wait till it laughs. Then it doesn't attack for one round.
Mike Tyson logic.
I'm then going to spend a fear to activate the living tentacles group attack.
No.
But there's only.
So spend a fear to choose a target and spotlight all tentacles within close range of them. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you, Misty.
Feeling. I had a
So
feeling.
special, so
I had a
special.
feeling.
I feel like they got it out for you, man.
They do. I'm of the old world.
I know.
So they're both going to make an attack against you and combine their damage.
Okay.
That is going to be a 15 to hit.
That hits.
You take 4 points of physical damage.
Okay, so I'm going to use an armor to negate that.
All right, there you go. That's my spotlight. You guys are up again.
Let's go. Fuck this fucker.
Fuck.
I'm gonna can I kind of move around and get on the other side of this tentacle, base to base.
Over here?
Other way.
Other way? Yeah, you can do this.
There. Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Give me some hope. I just need some hope. I'm still not hopeful. I'm still not hope. Okay, so 8, 9, 14 to hit.
14 against the Limwreath.
Yeah.
That's a success.
Hey.
With hope?
With fear.
With fear. Okay, that's still a success.
I don't know
Fear
why.
magnet. What's
I don't know
happening?
why.
New dice? New
I don't
dice?
know.
Maybe you just
Maybe I
don't
need
believe
new
in the
dice.
old gods hard enough.
I've been shaken. The pirate's down.
I'm questioning.
Okay, question. Oh, ooh.
Whoa!
I rolled double 10s, but I dropped the lowest. But that's gonna be 14 physical damage.
That is past its severe threshold. That's 3 hit points. The Limwreath marks.
I can do damage. I just keep giving fear.
It's going to mark a stress.
He's gotta
And
be
as a reaction,
hitting some stress.
drop
Right?
another tentacle.
Oh, wait. No, I don't have a hope. I don't have any fucking hope.
Which then immediately spotlights. It's going to go ahead and whip at you, Idol.
Whip it good.
No.
That is going to be a 7 + 1, 8.
Misses.
Misses. Whips past you, no impact.
Fiend.
Okay.
But you roll with fear, which means it's not the Limwraith's go. The Limwraith is going to reach towards you since you ran up into its face. And it's going to attempt a taste for blood attack against you. It's going to spend a fear to strike at you. That is going to be 9 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
I've got a very low
Evasion's
evasion.
so low.
I know.
And so for that, you take 10 points of physical damage.
Okay.
Do you need help?
I'll use
Okay.
my. I mean, I could use some armor. I'll use my last armor to drop that down to 1 hit point.
Maybe stop being so
Okay.
selfish with the fancy.
It wouldn't change the amount of armor she.
And it heals 2
No, not at
from
all.
the taste for blood. Finishing its
thought
go,
about it.
I'm going to then activate the tentacles
Huh?
and then use a fear
Huh?
as a group attack.
He's
on
out
them.
of fear.
I am at the moment.
Oh,
As long as
All
Marisha
3
doesn't roll, we'll be
tentacles
Just
fine.
keep rolling.
all move in. This one's going to shift,
Oh no.
and they're all going to swing at you.
Wow!
Snips.
Whoa.
There we go. Finally, they rolled decent. That's a 16 to hit you.
Does the Umbra know that you shoved it up?
All 3 attacks combine for 6 physical damage against you.
Oh,
What's your hit? What's your health?
that's 3, but that would put me into major damage. I will use my last armor to move that down to minor, and because I've got that Valor Stone, I can roll it.
Is the Valor Stone in your armor? Have you embedded it into your armor?
I mean, my armor is Gambison. Do I have
Right.
to like tinker it?
He's
or
wearing it
something?
in his butt.
Right. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you want to consider yourself having attached this to that Gambison armor, I'll allow you, but it is now permanently embedded in that Gambison armor.
Great.
Great. Then the Valor Stone has been permanently affixed to your Gambison armor.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll a d6.
Come on, roll a
Didn't
6.
have any additional context
That
to it.
does not help. Does not help me. There's the armor. And I take a hit point and a stress, or 3
yes.
stress.
No, you take 1 stress.
Okay. Whew.
That is my turn.
Get these fucking things
All right.
off of me.
May I?
There's no fear.
I am going again to try to wild flame because I can use it
Who are you
for
targeting?
3. So I'm going to target wreath and 2 of the.
Okay, so how many, it can target how many?
It can target 3.
3. Okay, let's go for it.
Do you want some help with this?
I mean, sure. I'll take it.
If I fly down a bit to try and just become a distraction by skirting through and seeing if I can just make a little dive bomb to get everyone to look
yeah,
up.
if you want to do that.
All right.
Over to this side,
Yeah.
kind of between the whole chaos.
So I'll add a
You
d6.
add a d6? Okay. Come on. Okay. It is with hope.
Okay.
Oh, 13?
Plus 5.
Oh, great, 18.
That's a success.
Great, with hope. With
Take your
Okay.
hope
Okay.
Hey,
and go ahead and roll damage. That's against all 3 of those targets, you said?
we're gonna live. All right, so that's
Switching out my fear die.
2d6 magic damage. Must mark a stress as flames erupt from my hand. 8 points of
Okay.
damage for 3 for wreath and 2 of the tentacles.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
Both of those
Okay,
tentacles
all right,
just
all right.
burn away, and the Limwreath takes the strike. The only sound it makes is that horrible slapping of dozens of slick tendrils.
No more.
All right, that finishes your go. Who else?
I'm gonna try for another spirit weapon. I'm not giving up. I'm gonna burn another stress and try and conjure this to hit the tentacle and
Okay.
yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, nobody has a hope they want to burn it.
Yes, also, I'll give you a hope.
I may beautiful. Okay, I'll take it.
Hope. Oh, roll.
Spend a hope to help somebody, yeah.
Great. 16, 18, 20. 20 to hit with hope.
Take that hope, and you succeed. So go ahead and roll the damage against both of them.
Amazing. Thank you for that. 1, 10. Got it. Okay. Plus 2. Oh, that's cocked. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 points of physical damage.
Nice.
13 points of damage.
To both the tentacle and the lime wraith.
Alrighty, you got it. That is 2 hit points there. And this tentacle is destroyed. It's going to mark its last stress to create
stress,
one
last
more
stress.
tentacle that's going to rush forward and strike at you out of retribution for it.
Could I
It
finish
is-
my turn by moving away from the lime wraith a little bit, and maybe it'll chase me?
Sure, yeah. So you move back there.
Perfect, yeah.
And the tentacle follows up behind.
Just wanna
Now
get
the
away from
limb wreath is now all stress is marked, so
wreath,
it is
same line.
vulnerable. period. So all attacks against it have plus d6 now,
Amazing.
Oh,
Nice.
because it spent all of its stress.
okay.
That
Against
limb
Limwraith,
wreath.
okay.
Oh,
That's something.
that's going to be an 18 to hit you, Travis.
Oh.
2 points physical damage.
Wow. Okay.
Very annoying.
All right. Who's up next?
Draw my dice.
I've switched out my fear
I'm
die.
gonna give you hope.
You're gonna give me hope?
Well, you don't need
Well,
it.
I don't know.
It's
He's
all-
already got
Just to
a
clarify, you don't give people hope. You spend a hope to help them.
Yep.
I'm just trying to. It's okay. I'm just trying to
Sure.
instruct the audience who's watching so they don't miss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's already
You're
vulnerable.
not instructing us. You're instructing the audience.
He's already vulnerable.
Right.
Hold on to it, but hopefully,
Hold on to it.
hopefully I get a hope.
She's losing it. She's losing it.
Well, the good news is, I rolled with hope.
Okay, so you
Hang
can
on,
help.
wait. Let me also see what this is. That's great. That's good. 4, 5, 7.
7 misses.
7 with hope.
But you get a hope.
So we get a
About
hope.
time. About time.
But you do swing wide and do not find purchase with your blade in the limb wreath.
No.
I rolled a 2 and a 1. So fun. So
So
great.
fun.
So fun.
Limb wreath returns to me. I do not have fear to spend on any of its special attacks, so it's just going to limb slam you since you are there.
Limbs.
Nice.
I rolled a 5. I rolled really like dog shit for that one. That's a total miss.
I haven't done a proper I haven't just used my wand yet, so I think I'm just going to use my wand.
Well,
For one
my
step.
turn's over.
Yeah, since
So whatever
since
you wanna
that's
do.
so I'm just going to take a little bit of silk, and it's just going to fire straight down to make a little connection between the two of us, and then it's just the magic spark like a sparkler is just going straight down to nail you.
Hell yeah. All right, go ahead.
Reach
Roll an
is a
attack.
tentacle.
Oh, the limb wreath. Fuck that tentacle.
Let's go.
Come on. Okay.
It's hope.
It's a 4, 5, it's 7 with hope. God.
You gain a hope,
Damn
but
it.
unfortunately your silk thread goes wide and then drifts on the breeze of the heat that's still emanating from the final embers of the sacred pyre.
Hope.
Tide's turning. Tide's turning.
All right, so as a fail, it returns to me.
Yep.
I still have no fear to spend. It's going to go ahead and attempt to. It's going to shift over this way, angrily in your direction, and is going to limb slam you.
All
which you
right.
can do at a close range.
Limb slam.
That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Ooh, that does hit.
You take. Okay.
The 2.
Finally, I'm getting some decent rolls now. That's going to be 11 points of physical damage on you as one of the tentacles and just whacks you in the middle of the air.
I'm gonna drop it down to minor, so I'm gonna take 1 damage
And 1 stress.
and 1 stress, and I'm gonna eat 1 armor for that.
Okay. You're up.
It's right in front of me. I'm gonna whack it and try to push it into the embers.
Nice.
I get a D6 because it's vulnerable.
Because it's vulnerable, yeah.
Okay. Skapow! Oh my god. Incredible. So many.
Wow.
27, 28, 29 to hit with hope.
That hits.
Wow.
Yeah. And I will mark a stress to do the kick attack. And this is a D10 plus 2D6.
Go kick.
To go so Evil Dead 2.
8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage, but it goes back towards the embers.
How do you want to?
Yes!
Keep getting these!
Go kicker!
Wow.
Kicker. I spot some embers that while the flame is out, there's one ember that's sort of sticking out from the fire that's on a sharp stick, and I'm gonna aim and kick it right towards that and hope it finds.
You kick it, it kind of like arcs in the air.
And I'm watching with my square eyes.
It impales on it. And the tentacles wrap around it and kind of burn as it kind of holds onto that embered spike. And it starts to pull itself free. And it draws itself off of that jagged, pointed spike as it lands. It turns back at you, but it's just gushing its internal viscera. It brings the tentacles back to swing one at you, and it whips, but the strength has left it as it crumples to its knee. And then falls to the ground. The tentacle that stands up dissolves. And the limb wreath dissipates until it's now just the currently unmoving, no longer human, but no longer alive form of Aaron.
She should have run.
She should have stayed where she was. Can we run around the pyre? I'm looking for any sign of Garrick, or any other faces that we recognize. Scholars, Vigil.
You see, Truvo is still on the outside, kind of like
dumbstruck,
dumbstruck, but also trying to like protect some of the other civilians that are fleeing. Other folks are rushing forward. You see Vigil that have been charging that finally catch up. Ghost Hook and Garanor all rush up, and first thing Ghost Hook makes here, Sight goes like,
"What has happened here? What is with the pyre?"
We went out to Firmament's Hollow, Harrow. We were going after Velk. We found where he fell, and Aaron contracted something. We brought her back, but Truvo couldn't cure her, and then a smoke encompassed the pyre. It extinguished the pyre, and then Aaron turned into whatever that was.
You see Ghost Hook kind of takes his blade and turns over the body, and as it's diminished somewhat, it's still torn, exaggerated, with like some of the tendrils limp in its mouth, the eyes still milked over. There's not much solace in it but the thought that at least Aaron was gone before she became this. And you've put that to rest. It's about this moment that you hear a voice go,
"What's going on? Where is she?"
And you see from around one of the tents, Garrett kind of looks around.
"Someone told me that she's in trouble. Where is she?"
I'll run over to Garrett. I'll grab him by the shoulders and I'll say, "I'm sorry. She's gone."
No, they told me she was sick. You were watching her. You're going to take care of her.
Garrick, the Umbra. She caught something in those vaults, and she fought it for a while. Truvo tried to help, and we took our eyes off her for 1 second, and...
It's at this moment he locks eyes with the shape on the ground that was his daughter. He kind of like pushes you aside and just kind of quietly walks over.
No. Oh, my sweet girl, no.
And he gets down on his knees and just kind of reaches for her hand. And just quietly sits and bows his head, and you can hear the faint sound of the sob. Ghost Hook turns to you.
This is dire business. Without a pyre, Desperloch has extremely numbered days.
Brixton walks into the center of the pyre and just, with her bare hands, scoops up what remaining embers are there. She's gonna take them over, what remaining embers, and start, almost like a funeral pyre, start to pack them around Aaron's body.
Realizing what she's doing, I will go to assist and help.
More and more, the vigil begin to arrive. Other figures of the community begin to rush on the scene with their evening cloaks thrown over. You can hear shouts, questions. What's going on? No, not possible. Ah! Wailing, crying, screaming, tears, fearful, baleful cries to the sky. The hundreds of people that make the community of Desperloch truly let the despair wash over, as now here in the center of the night, there is no light to protect them. Only a moment later, other voices start picking up. Beryl Spielbohr of the Works, the rough and tumble orc blacksmith and member of the Triarch, steps forward.
We do not lay down for this. We have survived this long, and we will continue to survive together. We are the enduring, and we are here because we endure. We have endured worse than this, and we will endure worse than this. Because the flame is gone does not mean we are dead. It means we are in danger. But we are still strong. We are armed. We are resolute. Yes.
And she looks over and pierces a glance towards Ghostuk, who's like, this is true. He looks back towards you, Idol. You will have to explain what has happened here. Beryl steps forward.
Why, what do you know of what has transpired? Who is responsible for the pyre? Why is it gone?
Perhaps we should speak in a more clandestine location. It is not appropriate here.
The wailing of the populace continues to spread and mingle. It's this discordant, awful sound of dozens, 100 people or more grappling with imminent mortality, more than life here already means. But here in this circle, you five, and the handful of stoic figures that hold this community together, sit quietly before a nod is given. Beryl looks towards you.
Then to the forum. I will gather the Triarch. We will decide how best to move forward. Ghostuk, rouse all the vigil. We need as many eyes in the dark as possible. If we can get through to the rise of the dawn, then we have a chance.
Ghostuk nods and steps off to start rousing other vigil. At this point, you can see scholar members are now starting to appear and look, and it's just an echo and repeat of that same reaction. People from all over the community arriving at different times in that moment, that look. And each one is a tiny scar on your soul. Whether that can be something drawn for strength or a chain that will drag you, that's for you to decide. But in that stillness, you begin to step back. The wailing and cries of anguish and anxiety fading, only to hear the gentle weep of a daughterless father. As you step into the forum under the leather overhang of where all central civilian events and Triarch business are handled. At this point, you can see Trevor Ostock, a fine young man in his late 20s or so who has been a rising guide to the children and those who wish to take on a collaborative way of helping Desperloch out. He steps in. Friends, I've heard of what's transpired tonight, and as shocked as many are, we can't just stand idly by. And Beryl says, we know this. Where is Idrova? You see, at that moment, beyond the edge of the forum shadow, holding torches, you see the heavy, mantled and cloaked figures of various scholar individuals, as well as Idrova, the elf who is the more or less unspoken head of the Scholars of Luzal, and the third member of the Triarch arrives. Very well. What do we know has taken from us the light of protection?
As you know, we ventured out to the Firmament's Harrow. We located Velk along with the rest of their party that had fallen. We made it to the doors of the monastery, farther than anyone had before, but Aaron had followed us, and upon inspecting some of the reliquaries outside of the monastery, she inhaled something. She became sick. We brought her home. Truvo treated her, but she took a turn for the worse in the night, and before we knew what happened, there was a great dark cloud that encircled the pyre. It seemed to extinguish it, and we noticed there were bodies everywhere, and it seemed that whatever Aaron inhaled also possessed her, changed her form. Something from the Umbra, horrible. And once we had dealt with that creature, Aaron lay fallen and the pyre had been extinguished.
There's a nod. And just beyond you, you hear the flicker of flames of the recently fallen being burned to prevent them from rising once more. That sickly, familiar smell. As they nod and take it in, Idrova looks up. Can you vouch for all of this, Truvo? And Truvo, who's arrived at this point, his hands and fingers kind of entwined, his eyes looking not directly to meet anyone's gaze, but you see himself still trying to process everything. Well, from as far as I know, that's true. I did my best to treat her, but indeed something insidious had taken root within her. The Umbra's reach is far. I bear responsibility for my part in being unable to see her to health.
It's no one's fault. But it should be said that we couldn't have gotten as far as we did without her.
She was a hero. And she should be revered as such. I do not want her name sullied.
Trevor goes, it would not be. She was a vibrant and wonderful young woman who, in spite of all that we lived through, kept a smile, an infectious one. I know such tragedy is all too common, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't allow space. Adrova goes, you said you got far. And you were sent in to salvage Velkin, perhaps?
We found him.
Did you also find the monastery?
He did. He had already made his way.
Then the path is open.
The path is
Perilous.
treacherous. And as far as we know, we think the monastery is there, but we would need to show you the way.
Then perhaps fortune's trade. And you see Beryl puts in him and goes like, Idrova, do not. The monastery will wait. All of this is far more important.
I agree. The pyre keepers are decimated. We need a sacred branch. Or else none of us will survive. Did the Ember Warden Sheena survive? Or no?
It's about this time that you notice that far behind Ember Warden has been outside of the Triarch, cloaked and listening. You've seen her since you were a child, when she pulled you from that gathering of orphans and raised you all these years to be the pyrekeeper you are. She is a solid mountain, unmoving. And right now, she is shaken in a way you've never experienced. Her face pale, her mouth hanging. These portents do not speak well to our tidings, and we have not a record of a branch in decades. Idrova goes, then the scholars will not sleep this night, and we will pore over our tomes, and we will see what we can to muster some semblance of hope. We have many books. Perhaps the proximity to the monastery has narrowed our vision for some time. I will talk with the others. She nods. At this point, you see Vigil Garanor steps forward. tough-ass looking soldier who stepped back from setting a few intent and orders out to other vigil in the space as she approaches. The walls will stand until the next Umbra wins, but we're weak, Stu, and none of us know when it'll decide to wander its way down south of the jungles again. Without the pious flame, fair chance none of us will survive. But until then, the vigil will hold. We will hold. You see as Trevor kind of pats her on the shoulder and gives her a smile. That's all we can do. To survive. Well, let us all consider the paths ahead of us. Take stock of what supplies we have. I myself and the other guides will tend to the fractured emotions of the populace. The civilians cannot be left to panic. And in the morning, glances up to the dark sky. How many hours that lies from us. We'll convene here once more and decide what is to be done.
Trevor, if I may, and I may only speak for myself, I'm interested in answers, solutions. I don't mean to stay here and wait for fate to find us. If there is a front line for this, I mean to be on it. Delving, exploring, what Aaron would be doing. And I hope you know that this group here has achieved as much, if not more, than some of the very best that Desperloch has to offer. And I hope come morning, that'll be remembered.
I appreciate your bravery. And this is duly noted by myself and the Triarch around. There are many individuals to speak to about what is to happen next, and if your skill sets align with what is necessary, whether that be to protect the populace or to seek things beyond, we shall consider it.
Thank you.
Does he speak for you all?
I will stand with you.
Absolutely.
Of course.
For Aaron.
We're the chosen of the old gods, right?
We will survive this night.
Then take what rest will come to you. For what lies ahead tomorrow will likely take whatever strength we have within all of us to push forward. Idrova nods. I will speak to those in the Praxis Collective. We'll find you when we have information. There's like an awkward pause before they all begin to just walk away. At this point, the Ember Warden approaches you.
I once again avert my gaze before she speaks.
Brixton.
I apologize
Brixton.
if you view me as a failure.
No.
If I have failed you.
I have failed all of you. I have
is not
sought
true.
to prepare you for what was necessary. But this world is cruel,
I know that. We all know that. You gave me board, shelter, and purpose through my servitude. I wish I could have prevailed.
She places her hand out on your clavicle, and for the first time since she's arrived, she makes eye contact with you. The service of a pyre keeper is not bound to a single flame. And there is precedent for flames once quelled to be burned anew. I am old, and I lack the strength to stand against a world this dark at times. And it's through you. You see, she kind of, her lip quivers a bit. And the others that I hoped to carve a better future. To protect you, them, and protect you. So I, in ways, have failed you all. But your service is not done. Whatever is needed of you, the fires walk alongside. Where your feet comb the grounds, where the flames burn away the impurities of this darkened realm. If you step beyond these walls, be the strength I could never be, and be the righteous flame that will burn hope for Desperloch. Do you hear me? We have lost much, but not everything, and you will burn so bright. Do you hear me?
I hear you. I hear you. But if I may, what is this rhetoric you speak as if you're already defeated, if you will? As if you will not make it through the night. Why are you speaking as if your fate has already been sealed?
I've lived long enough.
You're not going anywhere.
No. I've lived long enough to know many shades of despair. This too shall pass in time, but is still fresh. I must process.
Yes. Of course.
And she just exhales deeply and steps beyond the forum.
Was Thalia with the group that we were all talking about?
Thalia's with the scholars of the Zal. They weren't present in this meeting.
Gotcha.
They were not.
We'll have to go find her in the morning.
Well, she might come to us.
She might.
If they do their thinking or whatever. I guess they're going to try to figure out how to restart the pyre.
Should we go to them?
Well, they said they're going to spend all night thinking about it. I guess we could, but we're hurt. I'm hurt. I need to go to sleep. And, you know, it's nice to stand as one unit or whatever, but I'm okay just not fighting for a little bit.
Let's lie down as one unit.
Yes,
Let's rest.
we're no
Sounds good.
Yes. I've never seen the settlement like this.
They're not used to true fear. They don't know what it's like. Nor should they.
Settlement's all I've ever known. If we go beyond, I'll be seeking the wisdom from those of you who have come from far.
A few months here. The only time I can remember when I wasn't constantly in terror. It made me nervous.
Comfort?
You'll find fear a invigorating background noise. We should sleep.
Sleep.
Before we go off, I want to go to the pyre. And I know this won't work, but I'm just trying to help. I'm just gonna try to keep pumping wild magic flames into the pyre to try to get it started.
The embers that fade, unfortunately, resist external influence. The divine fire itself, long gone, and what heat remains, just simple fire above sacred flame. You try as you might, and others still keep a distance between their sorrow, confusion, and fear. You still strike a unique image amongst such despair.
I'm going.
I quietly walk up to you, Seer. Just gently brush your back. If anybody could have restarted it, it would have been you. Good to try.
I didn't think it would work, but I tried.
We have to be careful. I think she can find us now. We're in danger.
I think we are very much in danger. I think we are in danger in many ways. I am going to kneel before the pyre and sort of unfurl all my wings again, and you just see sort of tears start to roll down the sides, and I'm just as still as can be and almost look like the statue that I am. And I'm gonna stay there for the night.
Stay for a bit. Bow with the hat. And
Where are you going?
I'm going to my very filthy bed. Keep watch.
I will.
Yeah, I'll go to the Pyre Keeper's quarters. Maybe rummage through what's left behind of Corbin and Romand.
You gather what effects of theirs you knew had import to them, and thus now have import to you. And place them amongst your belongings as reminders of what's happened here and what it's worth.
Clutching their belongings, I fall asleep.
Yeah, I'll go back to my tent, crawl inside, and there's a collar, a big collar sitting there, and I'll pick it up and just sort of clutch it to myself and hold it tight and cuddle up into my little blanket and fall asleep as well.
A hand touches your shoulder, and you know whose hand it is, and you're afraid to turn.
It's not your fault. She's always been one to run ahead, both feet first. The only reason she got more life than she did is because you saved her to begin with when you got here. And for that time, I'll always be grateful. She burned brighter than most. Sometimes those stars only burn half as long.
I'm sorry.
Me too. Ain't the first child I lost. And that's just how it goes out here in the wastes. There are other children here that need guidance too. Still food that's gotta be grown. I got things to keep me busy.
I have a score to settle.
For both of us. Whatever did this you make and suffer.
I will.
And he walks off towards his homestead, holding a bundled up bit of gray.
I let him go. I'm probably gonna go sit over by the wood pile and just sit.
As the night comes to most of you, at different times, an exhausted rest out of necessity pulls you into the depths of shadow that is sleep. Some of you toss and turn with the events of what's happened. Others just return to that stillness, that blip in time that leads you to the next sunrise. For some, it's flashes of a golden face looking to parting clouds. A stake burning with a body above it. A cathedral filled with purple light. And a shining tall crown of promise beyond the doors and steps, far, far from here. And that's where we're going to take our break. Be back here in a few minutes, y'all. We'll see you shortly.
What?
Welcome to Daggerheart, a collaborative tabletop role-playing game of epic and heartfelt adventure with narrative-driven play punctuated by fast-paced and dynamic combat. What sets Daggerheart apart? Enjoy a robust set of cards that bring character abilities to your fingertips and make for easy character progression. There are also collaborative tools and mechanics that encourage everyone at the table to be a storyteller. And of course, dice. Players roll 2d12, one representing hope, the other fear, and let the dice decide their fate. Depending on the higher die, hope or fear is gained, fueling dramatic highs and lows of your story. Whether you're a player or game master, you only need the singular book to get started in Daggerheart. Our lavishly illustrated hardcover rules come chock full of guidelines for creating characters and shared worlds, for building adventures, and for crafting encounters and campaigns as a game master. Dynamic adversaries and environments to challenge your characters. Detailed advice on GM craft, player best practices, campaign building, and more. Daggerheart comes with 279 illustrated cards, so you can easily customize your characters. The cards showcase your character's ancestry, community, subclass, and domains, all of which power their abilities. You gain greater access to those as you level up. World building can be done in several ways to kickstart your adventures. Rather than a single setting, Daggerheart provides tools for you to easily create the world of your story as a group, tying in characters' backstories and reflecting the mark of each player. Or start playing right away by diving into one of our ready-to-play campaign frames, like the Witherwild or Colossus of the Drylands, and tweak them so they're uniquely yours. Daggerheart is calling. What stories await you?
This just in. Roll and Play Press and 3 Black Halflings have launched City of the Black Rose on Kickstarter, running May 28th to June 26th. A horror noir setting for D&D 5e, Daggerheart, and any fantasy RPG. Unravel mysteries, strike shady deals, and hunt the monsters haunting fog-choked districts. Inside, you'll find twisted NPCs, sinister factions, and even a Daggerheart campaign frame. Plus, early backers nab a complimentary Black Rose dice bag. Tune your dial to rollandplaypress.com/COTBR and pledge today.
Good day, critters. Travis Willingham here, just dropping you a note to say that if you cannot make our 2025 live shows in Australia, Indianapolis, or New York City, do not despair. Never fear. Our amazing partners at Fathom Entertainment are bringing you the live show to a local movie theater near you, 800 theaters across the US and Canada, which is amazing. And it'll be airing after the live show ends at 7 p.m. local time. You can find the information about this, plus the ability to purchase tickets, at fathomentertainment.com/Critical Role. And we will see you at the movies.
Hey, I hear you're preparing for a game of Daggerheart, a collaborative fantasy role-playing game of dynamic combat and a heartfelt stories built for narrative play. Well, looks like you need to get your together. Oh, did I say I meant to say but there was a bleep. What? I said you know, like a character. Okay, what if I just said Gist? Gist is the official video series for anyone who wants to learn about Daggerheart. We will provide an overview of the general rules, walk through character creation, and even offer guidance on how to GM your own campaign. So share this with your friends at the table and follow along with the Daggerheart core rulebook. We've got lots more headed your way, so keep watching and enjoy getting your together. Getting your it's a pun, for fuck's sake! Oh, you didn't bleep that. That's cool. Get your sheet together.
Laura Bailey here to guide you through what's new in the Critical Role shop. This is pretty badass. I mean, the Traveler always says impulse purchases are a good decision. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing.
Go ahead, darling. Treat yourself.
Can you put donuts in this? Only one way to find out. It's the little things in life. Roll an investigation if you want. It's basically perfect. This is a lot of stuff, you guys. We have like so many cool things right now. And hey, if you want, you could head over to the Critical Role shop right now.
This week on Critical Roadshow, we've traveled to one of several sets in the Critical Role studios. This particular set is where Four-Sided Dive is filmed, along with other famed productions, such as that one Critmas promo, that other Critmas promo, as well as several other promos. We've brought in our finest antique dealer to evaluate and appraise items that have been brought in from every corner of the building. We go now to our first item.
As I understand, there's an interesting story about how you came into possession of these items.
Yeah, so I was playing a game of street dice in Macau, and the stakes got pretty high. Almost lost a finger, but I didn't. And, you know, I came out on top, won a Soviet submarine, no big deal.
This is a rare find. These keys, user manual, and most importantly, signal beacon are from the Shuka-class Project 671 RTM. And while they had a payload of Zircon hypersonic and Onyx anti-ship missiles, they were never able to provide an exclusive Discord, pre-sales for live events, or 10% off merchandise. I'd appraise a functional military sub of this era at about $400 million.
Ooh! It is docked in Vladivostok right now, but I'm gonna go pick it up and bring it back here, no problem. Yes!
Truly a rare find. So what do we have here?
Well, I heard that you're giving away tons of cash for people who bring in cool stuff, so I brought this.
Is that a photo of Kevin Beacon?
I'm sorry, did you say Kevin Bacon or Kevin Beacon?
Wonderful actor, classic photo, and signed. However, unlike a Beacon membership, it does not provide instant access to all new content. So I'd estimate this between $6 to $7.
That's it? Okay, fine, I'll take the money.
Oh, I don't buy any of the items, I just estimate their value.
And you get paid for this?
Yeah.
Wow, I need to become a voice actor.
Truly a rare find. Now this is a truly exciting discovery. This beacon lettuce and tomato sandwich is exquisitely crafted, beautifully designed. While you can enjoy a meal like this for a few minutes, a Beacon membership unlocks thousands of hours of entertainment. Now available on desktop and mobile.
I'm trying to eat my lunch.
Truly a rare find. And what do we have here?
Yeah, you said you needed stuff with the word beacon on it, so I found this prop from an old Beacon promo.
Ah, yes, Beacon promos are great and well-written content. But Beacon also has a number of original series, such as Reslayer's Take, Critical Role Cooldown, and Crit Roll Abridged, as well as more to come, all available when you have a membership to Beacon. I value this record at 75 cents.
Okay, I think you can dial it back, sweetheart.
Truly a rare find. And what did you bring?
What? No, I didn't. I'm looking for Jared. He took my signed Kevin Bacon picture. I signed it myself. Jared? No? Not ringing a bell. He's our junior lore keeper. Jared, I think, maybe. I'm gonna say Jared.
Truly a rare find. Now this may be the find of the day, a Beacon membership. May I hold it?
Yeah, just be careful.
Of course. The craftsmanship, the design, the understated beauty. A Beacon membership is only $5.99 a month, but is absolutely priceless. Truly irreplaceable.
Dude.
Well, that was most interesting. But please do become a Beacon member, because the poor sap who wrote this has added this text to the teleprompter to say that they will get sacked if this ad doesn't do well. The end. The end? Who writes the end at the end of a teleprompter feed? Don't let whoever did that touch the teleprompter ever again. Worst writing ever. God, jeez.
Omar's on his way to me. He's on his way to you. Ayo. So fluffy. Ayo. So cuddly. I hope he gets here soon.
And welcome back. So, you've all managed to get a long rest. So, for that, you get 2 long rest actions to take as part of your downtime actions. Means you can tend to all wounds. You can clear all stress. You can repair all armor. You can prepare, which means you gain a hope. And if you prepare with somebody else, you may each take 2 hope. So as long as 2 of you take prepare action, each of you can get 2 hope instead of 1. You can also work on a project if you had a project you wanted to work on over time, whether it be like crafting things or researching a thing in particular, not necessarily pertaining to this story if you don't feel it. Sure, you can start beginning if you want to. But those are your options.
Well, I literally make it myself.
I also gain 1d4 fear plus the number of PCs.
1d4 plus the number of PCs.
That's
So
4
you get
plus
9 fear.
Oh, that's all of them.
I used your dice to clear stress.
Crap.
Because I had.
I also used your dice to clear stress.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
So I'm done with stress,
And I'm
I
gonna
will use. I will clear hit points and repair armor.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do
Yeah.
too.
I think I'm gonna do the
Boring.
And does anyone want hope or no?
I mean, I never say no. Oh.
I think
Never
it
say
means
no.
like prepare together.
Also repaired armor.
Now, you don't gain new hope at the start of the day. So outside of rolling, downtime actions are how you gain hope.
My prayer dice are gone too. That's just the beginning of each session.
Correct.
I finally get my unstoppable back.
Unstoppable.
So you know what I'll do at the beginning of the day, just the morning, I'm going to use my Troubadour Gifted Performer card. And I'm going to use Heartbreaking Song.
Okay.
So you and all your allies within close range, when we're close together, gain a hope.
Okay, so all of you gain hope. Are any of you using...
Us too?
Everybody.
Everybody.
All of you gain 1 hope from her ability.
She played a sad song.
I played a
She rolled
sad song for.
Does anybody
song
want to
for Aaron.
spend a keep watch action? Because there's currently no sacred pyre keeping the lurking darkness at bay.
I was planning that I was keeping watch last night.
But you have stuff you needed to read.
But I mean, I also
She's
get
got her
my
fancy
thing.
Oh.
I can technically take a long rest with a short rest. But if I use one of those actions,
Plus, we're in Desperloch and there are vigil around too. It's not
Yeah.
just us.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't have to. You can just risk the dice roll. No one's keeping watch?
What do you want to do?
I would keep watch.
Good.
I would keep watch.
Do it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna not do my.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do my armor slots, but I am gonna get rid of my
damage.
HP.
Okay.
I know other people were watching, but I missed you would keep watch.
I was gonna say I feel like you need that. I can handle watch, and it will hurt me less. You need those armor slots back. Not even mess around.
Okay.
So at some point in the night, I just finally tap you. Gotta sleep. We need you fresh.
All right.
Got it.
So you can clear your armor slots, and you are spending one of your downtime actions to keep watch. Go ahead and roll a d12.
10.
Do you want me to use your dice or mine?
I'm trying to remember which one is.
Higher is better for you folks.
Okay, so that would be keep mine there. I'll keep mine.
Keep yours. Okay. For a 10, the party rests undisturbed. No effect.
Nice.
We made it through the night.
Nice, August.
Do you want to know?
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you. No, honestly, I rolled a 12, which would have given you all a hope. So sometimes you don't know. It's a 1 in a 12 chance.
That's why we shouldn't have asked.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to know.
Yeah,
I take it back.
It's a 1 in 12 chance that it's beneficial to you all, but you never know. Because sometimes you might take mine, and mine's a 2.
A 1? Yeah.
Which is you fighting. Anyway, as you all wake up and begin to gather, the first thing you notice is the village sits with a heavy mist that it hasn't in all the time you've been here. With the pyre missing, there is just a hanging moisture in the air that seems to push in from the nearby jungle. That unsettled sense permeates the entirety of the settlement. The populace, while conversing, are quieter than normal. The conversation is sparse and quick. People walk with haste and paranoid glances. The very air of Desperloch is one of universal fear. But people are also gathering their arms and armaments. The civilians, most all enduring, are trained in some sort of combat and able to defend themselves with arms, weapons, swords, blade, stone. Life here in the Halcyon domain is one perpetually on the edge of danger. So, it's not just the Vigil, but the entire civilian military that has risen up to join them for the time being. You can't help but glance over and see teens, even children themselves, are trying to hold themselves stoic in the face of brimming emotion, themselves now holding on to a small wooden pike or some form of way to keep themselves safe within the walls. It's a very different Desperloch this morning than what you're used to. But from the wailing and the despair from the night before, there is a growing strength in that silence, as everyone seems to be doing the best they can to shore up for what's ahead. Is there anything you wish to do before you head towards the Central Forum to meet up with the Triarch and others?
We're just meeting to see what's going on, right? We're not setting off on any adventure.
No, you're just getting... Well, you had presented yourselves as interest, but there's been no job direction or anything. Most everyone is trying to figure out what to do next.
I'm sure we'll have time to store up on stuff if we need to before we go.
I'm putting on what passes for a clean shirt.
No, it'd be nice to get some potions or something.
That would be nice.
Some supplies, if whatever exists within the walls.
You all eventually step towards the forum, and there is a good 40 or so people all kind of gathered around, just, if anything, clinging to the Triarch's proximity for some semblance of normalcy, some semblance of direction. And as they're talking, you can see there are multiple members of the higher scholars from the Praxis Collective and the Scholars of the Zal present. Indeed, Idrova has returned. You see Thalia, who you've seen around as well, the kind of young elf-human figure who kind of shyly, wide-eyed nods, kind of without speaking, amongst the other members of the scholars that are debating and sharing notes and looking at each other's books and tomes and kind of writing things down to the side.
She was the one that Halloran said he trusted, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rascallo and Etwashi are present, the two head delvers. Rascallo still heavily hurt and recovering, bandaged, but feeling it important enough to be present, to show face, as well as keep spirits together amongst the delvers and other folks that he interacts with. You can see Beryl Spearbore of the Works, a member of the Triarch, present as well, talking with numerous of the guides. Ember Warden is present as well. There is a renewed air of purpose here that is a welcome contrast to the emotions of the night before. Number of the Vigil leadership is present, though the walls still have much of the Vigil out there keeping watch. You also notice as you're walking here that they have two bestial corpses that are currently being butchered off one of the sides. It looks like even through the night there were a few incursions of some strange beasts that attempted to charge the walls, were slain, and are being currently inspected for safety, if they can be eaten or if the corruption's gotten too strong within them. But as you begin to step up, you can already see the number of the Vigil that are kind of keeping the perimeter and keeping a separation between those who are part of this conversation and the general populace, a little bit separate, kind of nod over towards you, and you see Ghost Hook is currently in mid-conversation with Idrova, and kind of nodding, and he glances over towards you. Gives a nod. Idrova notices, just looks and says, "Welcome." You can see now Idrova looks very tired. Most of the scholars here look like they haven't slept through the night, and they all have gathered scrolls and scraps of material and vellum and tattered old mildewed papers, all just covered in script and scrawling. You can see basically they brought the majority of anything that writes of old world history, scripture, that they've recovered and have here under the scholars in Desperloch out and spread them across multiple tables here in the forum so they could be poured over, researched, and looked in. And Idrova, after acknowledging you all, says, we may have a couple of possibilities here. I was talking here with Ghost Hook, and kind of snaps her fingers, and you see Beryl and Trevor kind of turn and kind of gather as well. Their figures begin to collect around. Throughout the night, we have made a few possibilities apparent to us. We found writings that had some mention of blessed branches that were noted, either interred in locations or protected and sealed, in which case there has been no further mention. And tracing the lines of branches that have been confirmed amongst the various settlements over the past century, neither of these spaces have been confirmed or disturbed for the branches to have been moved or taken as far as we know. If one of these branches can be acquired and returned here, then we could restart our pyre and bring safety back to the walls of Desperloch. You can see at this point, Trevor goes, we're curious if we were to try and reach out and possibly get supplies or help from Volkoru down the way. Worst comes to worst, we considered the possibility of moving the population of Desperloch to Volkoru, but that many people on these roads through the jungle and the Ashen Sea side is a death march, especially with an Umbra wind due. So we really have no confirmation if they even have room or will take us. Volkoru is very secure in what it has. So at the very least, we might send a few missives that way in hopes of at least establishing their knowledge of our condition, and if they have any additional supplies and maybe some extra hands that they can send to help try and keep our vigil bolstered would be very useful. Anyway, I apologize for interrupting, and Idrova goes, not to worry. One of these branches, it is noted to have been lost in the gilded shambles to the far northwest across the wastes. Once carried by a caravan seeking to establish a settlement there, they vanished among the overgrown ruins of the gilded spires that fell 70 years ago. From what we could ascertain, it was noted that a fiendish influence had spread since the fall of those towers, and that demons and their allies play and feast amongst the ivy-covered walls there, singing alluring songs to draw enduring into their lairs. So, a dangerous locale, but one in which a pyre does not burn, and where a branch may reside. The other possibility we have, and you see, kind of puts her hand out, and Thalia goes, yes, of course, sorry, and brings 1 book, 2 books, looks at both, finds the one and hands it over to Idrova. Thank you, Thalia. Filters through. There is also mention in this one tome of a blessed branch that was interred within the Barrow of Blind Repose. It's a tomb of the heretic saint Elviar, high in the idle hollows not far from the Astro Foundry north of Amarich. That one is an untouched, sealed tomb, and likely a bit safer than the gilded shambles. Of these two, and you see Idrova looks over, the Triac has already spoken and been notified of, amongst those beyond, of a number of interested parties in being part of this endeavor. And thank you for your recommendation, given what you've accomplished and your proximity to the events of the past day. We have agreed it is in the best interests of Desperloch to divide a troop to each of these locales. As such, Ghosthook is to take a number of his closest vigil and will be sent to the Gilded Shambles. Him and his team will seek the branch there in these demon-influenced realms. And there's like a pause and a turn and a nod, and you see Ghosthook is just arms crossed, and he just goes,
That's a bad motherfucker.
should you still be willing to offer your hand, we would send your troop to the Barrow of Blind Repose. Is this something you would still have the wherewithal and bravery to step towards?
Oh no, we're leaving.
Ghosthook goes,
You could count on us.
Yes.
Very well. Then
You mentioned that an Umbra wind is due. Do we know how soon?
Trevor kind of pipes in. The winds of the Umbra move without true definable purpose or mathematical expectation.
Your
But
closest estimation is fine.
they commonly wander every 6 to 12 months.
Bless you.
Shh! We are at 7 months since the last Umbra wind.
Oh.
So
Close to the big one.
it could be months away. It could be tomorrow. So haste is necessary. Idova, what can we offer them direction? I am not certain how many of you have been beyond the walls far from Desperloch.
Do I know of the area they're talking about?
You've never heard of this.
How
I mean, you
about-
know the Amber Reach. You've heard of the Astor Foundry. They said north in the Idle Hollows. You know those mountains. Those that the Grief Cleft turn into the Idle Hollows to the very north and kind of encircle the entire valley of the Halcyon Domain. The Astor Foundry you've heard of, and they just said, but you don't know where it is. They said north of Amber Reach.
So, I've been to Amber Reach. I've been to Idle Hollows.
You've seen them.
Seen them.
They're
and do you have to
terrifying
go
mountain
through
range.
both to get to where they're talking about, or would I be able to plot a direction?
It's possible. As Idrova reaches over and pulls out a scroll and sets upon here a layout.
Yeah.
Desperloch sits this way in the jungles of Avidora with the Luzal Monastery. Trevor points out you would have to travel across the sunken rampart to Volkoru, the next sacred pyre and place of safety. Also, a possibility of gathering materials, possibly other information, whatever you can find. They can be a bit stoic. They are largely elven, and many of them have lived through the majority of the Age of Umbra and have been hardened through it, so just be prepared. Above that, you'll have to travel through the Screaming Forest. Until you...
Screaming Forest.
Idrova goes...
It's ironic. If they don't
Yeah.
scream, don't worry
It's
about
not
it.
ironic. Idrova goes, a quite dangerous space of corrupted nature. Best to move quietly and quickly throughout. Trevor takes up. You'll have to reach and get through the Amber Gate into Amber Reach itself. There are multiple paths through the city, across the drowned sprawl. You can decide which quarter seems best. I've not been there, and I've heard very few good things about it. But I also know that there are some who withstand the shadow and the chaos throughout Amber Reach. So perhaps if you look to the various pyres, some may be friendly, others maybe not so much, so take care. Traveling through the Amber Reach, eventually the Astro Foundry sits towards its northern apex, and beyond that, the Barrow of Blind Repose in the Idle Hollows.
So,
This is where Ghosthook and his team are traveling.
Oh, I see.
So I know how to at least get them most of the way there.
You know how to get them into the Amber Reach, but
Yeah.
you've only probably been just past the Drowned
Circles
Sprawl,
of the pyres.
and you have not gone deeper than
Sure.
that because, one, the Ashcall Quarter, where the Silesian Athenium is, that is a locked-off fortress that is perpetually surrounded around its base by terrifying creatures and twisted, lumbering bipedal things that just wait, like there's something within that Athenium they all seek.
That's the nearest pyre, too.
However, over in the Basilica Quarter or the Cinnabar Quarter are also areas where a number of marauding factions make home.
Okay.
So all paths are fraught with danger, but the directional choice will ultimately be yours and what you feel is safest. And those are all the reasons why you have not really gone past the Drowned Quarter.
I explain all this to them, and I'll just say, like, you guys, I know that you're brave and you want to do good and all this stuff, but you guys don't even know half of what's out there. It's scary, and if you're not fast, it's bad. It's real bad. So, are you sure you guys want to do this? I can get you part of the way.
Well, yeah, we're going to be with you.
Yeah.
I mean, we have all the help we need.
Part of the way. But as soon as we get to the Amber Reach, I'm good. I'm good.
You're good to keep going?
No, I'm good to go
back by
back
yourself?
or somewhere else.
But you've been as far as Okros, which is all the way over here. You've delivered letters.
Yeah, but that's over there, and we're not going there.
Well, I guess that's another question. What path is Ghost Hook taking? Could we travel at least with Ghost Hook part of the way?
Forward here and points his.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We are making our path. I say this with utmost respect. We need to move quickly, and your troop is slow.
Is there any way to avoid the Screaming Forest?
Ghost looks says, "Can you swim?"
Do you breathe? Could you just walk along the bottom of the...
I could probably try.
We'll get a bucket of water, you know.
You don't want to go the Okros way anyway. It's besides the swimming part, it's dangerous up there. It's bad. It's not safe.
How long is the journey?
You see, Ghost Hook and looks over the map and goes,
Continuous travel, minimal risks. You could probably make it to the barrow. Little over a week, maybe 2.
That is a long time for Desperloch to be without a pyre.
If you have a better alternative, please present it to the Triarch.
I do not. I just...
My team can make it to the Gilded Shambles, a further journey, in a week. Perhaps we can return at the same time, with 2 branches.
Let's hope so.
Without you guys, I could probably do it in a week too.
Oh.
But it's just...
You're more than welcome to go on your own.
No, I'm
Brave
good.
that would
No, I don't want... I mean, I could, but I
You
don't
are
want
very
to.
brave.
It's very courageous of you.
I don't want to show off.
Would you rather go alone? You
No,
probably
no,
would rather go
I
Do you want to
wouldn't.
go with Ghost Hook?
I think he's really cool.
We're right here.
I wouldn't mind, actually. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe you guys will be okay, right?
I think we need you.
You wouldn't be able to get through any of this without a guide.
And your boomerang. Yeah, your trusty boomerang.
You are MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, I've killed everyone we've met. So
You really have.
Wow.
That's true.
Put it like that.
You want to run and you're the deadliest.
Yeah.
We're just dead weight. I'd kill us
Do
as
I
soon as we're
need you?
asleep.
Beryl Spearboard comes up behind him, pats you on the shoulder. her sharpened tusks, one that holds a strong brass ring in it, kind of leans forward. And you have been traveling all throughout the wastes as of late. This is correct, yes?
Yes.
Then you would be an important individual to present this troop perhaps to the barons of Okuru. You have dealings with the barons there, yes?
I mean, I've been to Okuru. I've encountered the barons. I wouldn't call us pals or
Volkuru?
Are you talking about Okuru or Volkuru?
Volkuru.
Oh, Volkuru. Yes. I've been there. I've been there. Yes, I know the barons. I know of the barons. I don't know if they know me by name. Maybe not by name, but they probably know me by. There's Travis. There's Travis and Lotho-Sharis. Is that right?
Your pronunciation is somewhat, but yes. Whoever amongst you perhaps has the best, and just looks away from the massive ape-wing statue, the most welcoming demeanor, who wishes to engage with the barons of Okuru, please notify them of our plight. Respectfully, Ghosthook, perhaps not the most diplomatic personas amongst your vigil. And Ghosthook goes, no offense taken.
Well, as the Ember Warden stated, the Pyre Keepers are a guild that stretches across all of the Halcyon domain, so maybe that'll pull some sway.
Good. Hold on to that. Well, we know not how much time we have, and it is not worth wasting. Gather what supplies you need for this journey. We'll provide all that we can. We cannot provide everything, for we have to keep ourselves safe here. However, a lot of our future rests in your hands. So, make haste. Choose true. And may whatever divine spirits remain in this cursed land lend a little bit of good fortune to each and every one of you. She pats this kind of dust from her hands, kind of gives a sturdy salute in her chest, and then turns off. Idrova kind of nods. I do hope you will succeed. I believe you will. And she turns and walks away. Trevor smiles. We've endured a lot. And we're still here. We're still here. And turns and walks away.
We'll need to restock before we head out.
Perhaps Trevo could spare a few potions.
Anything else?
Thalia might help as well. Maybe.
Do we need to ask her anything?
I would take anything they have.
Sure. I mean, the one thing that we might need to know is, and maybe I would know this, I don't know, if we're going to be interfacing with the barons of Volkuru, do I know, or do I know anything about what they, like, what gifts to present them, what they covet, what we might win their favor?
I mean, due to its location and its very protective kind of insular community, they are a trade post. They are very much kind of the most effective trade post across the wastes. They also engage with some factions of the Amber Reach. So whatever seems to be a strong trade candidate, especially when it comes to old relics, anything of power of the old world is worth a lot in the Age of Umbra.
Well, we have some of that.
We do. Don't want to give up our stuff.
No, I don't.
But it's worth a lot if you want to.
Sure.
Do the Pyre Keepers have any old relics that we can maybe borrow for the trip?
Oh, we're a fairly humble bunch of basically peasants, ascribed to a life of indentured servitude, but I could certainly ask.
Or we could ask Thalia if the scholars have anything.
Yeah, praxis would be a way to go.
What about your crazy old drunkard? You think he has anything hidden in that hoard?
You saw that house. It's all crap.
I guess I'll do a quick, we don't have to roleplay it, but I'll just quickly ask Ember Warden Sheena if she has anything to donate to the cause.
In checking around, like you said, there isn't a lot of material wealth or anything beyond keepsakes that hold personal meaning. Yeah. And those that hold personal meaning, you gathered the night before. So nothing old world wise. The pyre itself was the focus.
Yeah.
But the Ember Warden does offer you words of comfort and support, and more or less, as much as it shakes you to see her shaken, it also empowers you from subservient position you've held since childhood at her side to now see yourself as more of an equal. And there is strength in that.
Can I hustle around the village and not quite knowing what I'm going to end up with?
Mm-hmm.
Can I attempt a trade up? So I want to take my nails and equipment and try to trade it to some of my regular customers for a bag of fresh chestnuts, and then trade that for an old belt buckle, and then trade that for some paint pigments, and then trade that for a fine wooden chest, and then see how high up I can get to something cool.
Yeah.
An experiment that we all had to do in elementary school. Yeah. You start with a paperclip and see what you can get.
That's really funny. Yeah, go ahead and roll a presence roll for me if you don't
I
mind.
don't have any presents. Can I use my... Well, no, well-traveled won't help me there, will it? All right, I'm just going to roll presents.
Good looking out.
12 with hope.
12 with hope, so go ahead and take the hope. Talking to most folks, you gather one of the downsides of this period of panic is people are very instinctually holding on to whatever they have because there's always a chance that's all they're going to have to get by. So most folks are like packing things in case an unexpected attack comes onto Desperloch. People need to be ready to just go. So it's hard pressed at first. You do manage to talk up a little bit. I'll say as far as general kind of loot capability with what you get there, you get some travel sleeping gear, some blankets, some things that just give you a little more comfort in the road. Most of your living spaces here, living spaces. I couldn't help myself.
Yes. Big sponsor.
How it came bursting forth, summoned by the Umbra itself.
I couldn't stop myself. Just channeling my brother.
777.
Only
Just
a
match.
No, not that one.
So you do get a couple of travel tents from folks that are willing to give them up, which will give you a little bit of additional comfort when sleeping. I will say you also get some specialized tools that can be used, more or less what was an old crowbar and a hammer.
That's good.
Nice.
And I'll say for the best of what you found in that house, you do get to trade up for 1 stamina potion.
Oh. Okay. Amazing. There's a lot of talking.
That's good.
Got some stuff.
You did good.
Yeah. I had to make a lot of promises that I probably won't fulfill.
While you're gathering things, it looks like Ghost Hook and 3 other Vigil members are already armored up and about to leave. And as they're about to, they're finishing gathering some things, like putting their weapons on their back, getting their like travel gear situated, their heavy cloaks for the possibility of weather. Ghost Hook sees you idle and walks up to you. He kind of throws an arm around your shoulder and kind of pulls you away from the populace. And as he walks, he goes,
I've had my eye on you for some time. And you carry something that concerns me. You walk with some golden echo that follows. There is a power in your veins I know not the source of. And the very fact that you survive amongst the events of recent days means something wants you to keep going. You have a passion. And I can see that you walk towards whatever this promise might be, yes?
Yes.
You are not the first I have seen like this. And you would not be the first I have cut down for giving in to such corruption, if that is what it is. You could be the savior to this community, or you could be its doom. And I do not know which is which. What I hope is what you follow is righteous and true. Because when we return, you will have to prove it to me. Or I will cut you down before you tear this city to the ground.
I think that seems and sounds fair. If you happen to return with a blessed branch before we do. I have great respect for you. You've given this community a sense of safety. Something I haven't seen much of outside of these walls. I strive to meet that. I won't let you or Desperloch down.
Turns and puts his hand on both his shoulders and looks you dead in the eye.
Good. Move swift. Strike true. Stand against the dark. And do whatever it takes. And when you return, let it be in celebration. And not at swords. Pat, pat. Travel safe, Fadel.
His hands are like boulders. It's insane. It's like getting hit with 5 rolls of quarters. Fuck. He's so cool.
So cool. Well,
do we want to talk to Thalia? Do we want to talk to Potion Man?
down
Or are
Thalia.
we... Yeah, you want to go to do Thalia?
Okay.
And with the skull, you know.
So you're over
I
to the
don't know.
northern edge of the...
Oh, skull.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And band.
Yeah. You head to the northern edge of Desperloch to the Praxis Collective. You can see where all of the gathered domiciles and kind of study tents all are arranged. It doesn't take you too terribly long for the couple questions, especially most folks now have heard or whispers have gotten around of those that are traveling beyond in the hopes of returning with salvation of the village. So few get in your way at all as you kind of step through. It's odd. It took this much tragedy to feel like you can walk freely in this space. But here you are. Until eventually you're brought to one of the side tents where you can see a number of scrolls that were brought out to the center of the village are being replaced and organized. And indeed, Thalia is currently checking notes and setting them up into the proper cubbies before stopping. Oh, hello.
Hi.
We haven't actually, I believe, met, but I've seen you talking with others.
Not properly. August.
Sorry,
how do you do?
Good.
And I am going to take off my jacket, my hat, and my...
Do you let your mouth show?
Oh, yeah.
You see, like, her hand briefly kind of goes towards the edge of the table where there's a cane settled off to the side, and just...
We're at the point now where I'm tired of hiding. My worst fears are all come true at this point. So,
she puts her hand there.
I hope you understand what I'm laying bare right now. I love this place and the safety it's given me. And I dare you to find anyone in this town who would say one thing against me or my companion. I would be shocked. So for my last day here, since... for my last day here, the hat was getting itchy. You come. Highly recommended. I want to show you something.
Okay, certainly.
We found this. Deep inside where everything went wrong.
Is it safe to...
I think now it is, and I float it.
She reaches over and just takes a piece of sackcloth from the side and kind of collects it from the air, and then goes, "Wait, you made that goat? Are you an Aether Weaver?"
Yes.
You keep that quite hidden, you do?
Well, times being what they are.
Yeah. But best you continue to, just in case. All of it. It doesn't bother me, really, but others it might.
Of course, which is why I needed your trust, and I needed it quickly.
Sorry, I panicked, went for the cane. I didn't know we were doing it first. Anyway, and she sets it down on the table.
I scream when I look in the mirror in the morning.
Don't we all? She sits down on the table and goes, "No, wait, you said you got this where?"
Oh God, it was at the doors of the vault, if I remember.
Monastery.
Of the monastery, thank you. Where everything went wrong.
Doors of the monastery. You went to the monastery?
Well, to the doors before.
Oh, the gate, yeah. No, Rascallo. Oh, you were with Rascallo. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
He's recovering though. That's good.
No.
This is incredible.
This is where Aaron got sick.
Terrifying. It's damaged. There are pieces missing. I don't know where the
I have
trauma
those
through history, man.
I'm going to bring out the rest of it in the...
Oh, this shouldn't have come off. Well, I stand now. Okay. Yeah, this, these markings... Hold on. Goes through upper shelf and, like, drags over a chair and kind of steps up into it and starts pouring through. I think it's one of these two. Brings it down. No, not that one. Here we go. Yeah. And pulls out and shows you a page, and you can see there's a sketch of that skull and the iron band on the jaw.
Oh, dear.
This is the skull of Vashathu, of the Broken Coal. They were, that's what I'm looking for. They were a silver-tongued devil. Yeah, they had begun to, it says here, leak blasphemy into the ears of the faithful, and had begun to infiltrate the halls of Luzol and the Cinnabar region of Amber Reach before being tried and sentenced to execution. But during the execution, it looks like shadows of which it had pacted with began to protect it from the blade,
and in a great holy conflict was struck down and bound, its flesh carved from the skull, its bone made sealed, and its shadow kept at bay, and was sealed within the monastery. And yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Shit. This is quite a find.
Yeah, all of that definitely tracks with what happened up there.
Right.
There was shadows and ichor and some blind, faithful.
I'm listening.
Ravings. Before Velk died, he was just gone mad.
Wraps it up.
Trained and
yeah.
Right. I'm very impressed with this bookshelf, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's just one of our, various archives. Keep watch to it.
That where I'm from.
Yeah. Are we done?
I hope you can learn more about that once we get back.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
No, thank you.
You don't happen to have anything that might be useful for us on our way? It's fine if you don't.
Takes looks like a fur shawl that was kind of curled in the corner and goes. That should help keep you warm.
Flip the hat on, flip the coat over. We'll see you soon then.
Good luck.
You as well.
He goes back to work.
Great.
Well, we
Good.
learned a lot.
Good. Got answers. Fruitful.
Sorry, I keep hitting the mic.
Cool.
Should have left that alone.
Ooh.
Learn that one
Do we go now?
hard way.
Do you want to get any potions from Truvo, or are we out of here?
Would we get any potions from Truvo? Or is he kind of
Well, you go to Truvo's tent, and Truvo is kind of sitting alone, half asleep in the chair, like still bundled. Looks like he was up late tending to wounds and everything. And as soon as you sit in the tent, he's like,
Oh, hey there. Sorry, I dozing off a little. That's right. Y'all's heading out, right?
Apologies for waking you.
No, of course. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sorry I didn't do better.
We all tried our best. We were acting within the parameters of the knowledge that we had.
This is true. Y'all are heading off to where now?
The Baron of Blind Repose.
Don't know where that is. Is it far?
Yes.
Dear. Well,
We know that you're very strapped.
I've spent most of my supplies, but I got a few things. Here, I do have some salves that can help.
and pulls out. You can write down recovery salve.
Recovery salve.
You have 2 of them.
2.
Times 2.
Bang day.
And more or less what that means is when you spend a downtime action during a short rest to heal hit points or stress,
Yeah.
you can add 1 to that. And then it's consumed.
In a short rest.
Yeah, long rest heals full anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But it gives you like a +1 heal to a stress or a hit point when you spend that downtime action.
Great.
And you have 2 uses of those.
And I got one more of these little friendly ones. Hopefully it'll help keep you a little more lively on the path there.
Amazing.
Some long trips out there.
Healing potion. Does anyone want to hold on to it?
I've got one.
I got one.
You want to hold on to it?
Hold on to it.
Yeah,
We can always trade Z's. if
Yeah, we
need
can
it.
trade Z's if
I
we
wish I
need.
had more around here, but well, I think we're gonna need all we got, and I ain't got much left.
No, this This is very generous. Thank you. Are you all right? I mean, you don't answer that.
I'm fine. It's not me I'm worried about.
Who is it that you're worried about? Anyone specific?
No, just the kids.
Do you have your suspicions?
What's their blood type?
Yeah.
Just the children.
Ah, yes, children.
Anyway, don't need to be throwing more weight upon them shoulders, Firekeeper. Y'all travel safe, all right?
Get your rest.
Eventually. I should probably take a walk and tend to a few spirits. He gets up as like his long straps and small hanging vials and trinkets kind of jangling against his shell. He's kind of like, yeah, I think a walk will do me good.
Just be careful. This town needs a healer.
I need 7, but I'm good at what I do.
We're gonna go ahead and take our leave, so tell anyone who cares that we say goodbye.
All right. Travel safe, y'all. I'll see you when you come back. Goes and puts his little, overcoat over his shoulders and steps out into the misty day. You all begin to gather once more with what supplies you've acquired, your thoughts gathered best you can, and what's happened. A map at your disposal to track your journey. Anything else you need before you set off into the wastes?
I'm gonna go back to my tent real quick, just grab my supplies. I am gonna grab, I have this big collar that I'm gonna grab. I'm just gonna hold it real close and just be like, I couldn't save you, buddy, but I promise I won't let the same thing happen to them. And I'm gonna wear it as like a belt.
It's that big?
Yeah.
Did you have a big best friend?
Do you have a John Wick origin story? Did someone shoot your puppy? Yeah.
All right.
Big bag of personal supplies.
As you all gather towards the gates at the slag wall westward on the outskirts of Desperloch, already about 50 or so of the populace have gathered to see you off. The majority of the western-facing vigil have stepped to the edge of the wall. Gosok and his team have left hours before, so you are the other troop to exit. And in a solemn march, as you head towards the gates, the chains pulling taut and dragging them open, everyone kind of looks up to you. Many eyes, many faces. The energy of hope. That hope sets upon you from this community. You must feel the weight of it. But it is also empowering, terrifying. And you can't help but see these little orc children. Small little 4-year-old Galapa looking up with its little pointed beak mouth, wide-eyed. Elderly woman clutching her middle-aged daughter at her side as they both look on, kind of raising a hand to you all as you leave, placing that hope upon you. You are the enduring. But what allows you to endure is hope. And for right now, you are their hope. As you try your best to not take that lightly, you shoulder that responsibility. Swallow hard and put one foot in front of the other. Until you're beyond that wall. The stone and slag behind you. The semblance of safety behind you. and so much mystery and danger ahead. Once again, 1 foot in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other, and you push on into the jungles of Avidora, westward, a familiar path to you, and to some of you some time past. But pushing through these dense jungles is its own dangerous journey. Who is helming the navigation of this journey?
Which leg of it?
Can we take this? I can take the start.
Have you been through here?
Once.
What part?
Once.
Backwards.
Might as well let him lead. Well, the terrain is at least somewhat familiar.
Ditto.
I've been through here. I'll take us through the first leg. You can take the second.
Oh, boy.
Just stay close. Anything happens.
Run like hell?
Yeah, but just run slightly slower than me.
Don't think that'll be a problem for me.
All right. So, I believe you have some features, some ranger features that help you in this.
I have advantage on rolls to traverse dangerous cliffs, ledges, navigate harsh environments, or use my survival knowledge. I don't know if that's a thing. I could also use path forward. When you're traveling to a place you've previously visited, you can identify the shortest, most direct path to your destination.
Okay, what is your first destination?
Good question.
Seems like
We're over here, yeah?
A little further south
Lower.
of there, you can see.
Desperloch.
Oh, there, Desperloch.
Yeah.
So Volkoru,
Okay.
yes, is where we're going.
But you have been there, so indeed you know the direct path.
Yes.
The fastest path. Not always the safest, but certainly the fastest. And you're pretty good at keeping safe when you're traveling solo. Keeping 4 others behind is a new challenge. But nevertheless, for your navigation roll, because of that benefit, you do get advantage as part of that. So I would like you to roll with instinct to navigate the troop with advantage on this first leg of the journey.
Easy enough.
Easy enough.
Terrible. No, it's actually pretty good.
Okay.
15 with hope. That's good.
15 with hope. Great.
That's
Take that hope.
Great.
You push through the jungles themselves, the occasional kind of rattling gurgle or distant call echoing in the distance. You keep quiet.
That's nothing.
Eventually you hear like the clicking of birds.
That's something.
And with each sound you watch Snyx panic, seize, and then lead you a little ways off. But in doing so,
Couple pellets fall.
yeah. Little Cocoa Puffs.
He's puffing.
But your experience here allows you to arc and shift why Berf's around with these sources of these various sounds. At one point, you can hear the distant, heavy, thick footfalls and feel them almost to the ground as something massive is lurking through the jungle.
Every time.
I love it so much.
For it.
Always in a comfy place.
Those are footfalls. Those are
And it gets
footfalls. Okay.
Quieter and quieter. A sound you haven't heard before.
Nope.
But something massive is lumbering through the jungle.
Do you know what that was?
Something massive lumbering through the jungle.
You all stand still until eventually the footfalls get quieter and quieter, and whatever it was, it is passed beyond your path. As the day continues onward, eventually the jungle begins to thin, and another sound catches your ears. I love it. I keep you panicked. This makes me happy. It's the distant sound of shores breaking. The ashen sea is not far from your path, as the oceanside cliffs at the base of the Grief Cleft Mountains are not far from where you tread. The jungle trees still hold and tangle and envelop your path. And you cruise through them, cutting vines they need to be cut. The sky begins to grow darker as you come to the end of your first day. That gentle smell of sea spray catching on the breeze and the wind as it blows through. And the wind does pick up around here, now that the mountain itself is not blocking and the jungle's absorbing. You can feel it. Blowing your hair, for those who have hair.
Your veil.
And you can, ever so distant, hear the waves crashing against the cliffs that drop into the Ashen Sea.
What a pleasant sound.
It is nice. Never thought I would hear the ocean.
It sounds so calm. August, what's wrong?
I've been trying to tell you, and I know you don't remember. We're going home tomorrow.
What do you... I don't understand.
Screaming forests. It's home. We're going. We have to be very careful. We have to be very, very careful for the next day.
We will be very careful. And I will protect you.
All of us. And you especially.
I will be okay. And at the end of the day, if I'm not, then maybe I will be set free and I get to go home, wherever that is.
I cannot think of a worse fate if we get caught, for any of us.
Who would catch you?
There is, and I wish I could tell you where. But somewhere in the Screaming Forest, there is a temple. And in that temple is... a catacomb of sticky, sweet amber and creatures where they serve and worship the Queen Mother. And Queen Mother is very unhappy that we got away. Very, very unhappy that we got away. And she is hungry. And she likes to play with her food for weeks, months. Sometimes she gets creative, and I show the moth that is stitched into my back. She may decide you look like fun.
And this is if we go through the Screaming Forest.
If she finds us, she'll eat you slowly.
The Queen Mother. Do you happen to have a lot of siblings?
I was somewhat unique, but it's hard to tell. She likes to change people if she decides they're interesting, more interesting than food. She has her children too, and she'll take you and preserve you alive and chew and...
She sounds delightful. Let's not plan to stop by there.
I want to see her.
This is absolutely my worst nightmare.
This temple, which you speak of, is that where you first met Misty?
Yes.
Yes.
And you have no recollection of this temple?
I have visions of it as I came to in this form. But I don't know. Again, I have memories of the place, but I don't know. They're not mine, but I know this statue somehow ended up there with another family. And they were traveling with this statue for some reason, and I guess stayed there for I don't know how long. I don't know how long this was there. Maybe hundreds of years?
Mother would send me into the temple to treasure hunt, a lot like we did. I would bring back trinkets and artifacts. Sometimes I would hide them. And one day, I did very well. And woke her up somehow. And she got me out. She got us both out.
All I remember was being in darkness for a very, very long time. And I saw a golden light, and I went to it, and I woke up. Not quite what I would have requested had I had the choice, but you know what? We're gonna go with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Just thought everyone should be aware of one of many dangers.
It's appreciated.
Hopefully we'll move quickly enough that we won't be stopped, or...
Yeah, maybe we can just go on the outskirts.
Yeah.
You know?
Possibly hide the two of us as well as best as possible. I'm about as bundled up as I can be. I almost want to throw a cloak on you.
That's fine.
She's 8 feet tall.
With huge wings.
Yeah.
It would have to be like a tarp.
Yes.
Sure, if I can find one.
Maybe we can trade for one in Volkoru.
That's a good
The
idea.
light rain begins to come down from the cloudy skies above. And not too long past that, the sound of rushing water. Having traversed this path previously, you know there is a bridge that goes across a rushing river that washes out from the mountains to the sea. However, the bridge has washed out since last you traveled. And you wonder if it has something to do with what you now see as the massive footfalls that push into the mud along the path where you came from. Whatever those heavy steps were before seemed to enjoy taking a hop on this bridge to its destruction. You see the splintered wood out there. It's about 20 or so feet across this river. Shallower at the edges, but still a danger to pass. So for this, we're going to traverse a raging river.
Oh no.
For this,
Oh, I hate this.
I'm going to create a progressive countdown of 4.
Oh, great.
This is where you brought us? This is your
There
expert
was a
navigation?
bridge here last time.
Says you.
We're gonna get washed out to sea.
I don't know if I can swim.
But maybe you can do the thing we were talking about. You can walk underwater. to the other side.
We haven't really experimented with we haven't experimented with.
Give it a try, I guess.
Wait, I have some rope.
Should we bind ourselves to each other?
Yes. Yes.
At least you guys should. I'm gonna be fine.
Okay.
All right.
Go away.
No, I'll join you two. Just in case.
All right. Now what?
Bind ourselves together.
All right. You tie yourselves together.
Hopefully that's
Two
not a mistake.
relatively thin
To the giant stone
individuals,
statue?
two
We're
thicker
dead.
ones, and an
Oh,
8-foot
well.
statue. Let's do this.
It's
So-
lovely bobbing along.
Mistakes were made.
The idea is,
Little did they know.
for this one, we need to have 4 successful rolls.
But there's only 5 of us.
Correct. If you get 4 successful rolls, then you all move across. How do you apply to this? One of you said you're tying the ropes around. Who's tying the knots here?
Tying the knots?
Yeah.
I can tie knots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good luck.
You want to do
Thanks.
it?
Yeah.
Roll finesse for me, please.
Big bows.
Three.
Uh-huh.
Great.
Just that.
It's
Just
nice
that.
and taut.
These look good. Yeah.
Just that. That just.
You skip me.
Last
Just-
3 games.
You skip me.
I thought so that, like, just
Oh, I go.
not.
Actually, in Daggerheart being the lowest possible roll.
Yes.
Without getting a
2
crit.
would be the lowest.
That would be a crit.
That would be a crit.
Yeah.
You are correct.
3 is
So I.
Wow.
So start off this treacherous.
So Idle, you
challenge.
Only going. Yeah.
you
only up.
tie the rope around your troop.
Boy.
Kind of.
Strong, sturdy knots, confident in your ability. What is the order to traverse this water? And who is attempting to swim across or leap across?
Would you like me
Definitely
to go
Snix is
first?
first.
Okay.
I feel like she should go first
I
because
will go
she's heavy.
I will go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I will.
All right.
Because if it goes bad with you, then that's going to dictate everything else.
Yes, it will.
Whoosh, you
I
get
can't
about
swim.
3-4 feet, and the water is picking up. The rain is, causing the river to swell a little bit. And as you get about 5 feet in, you feel your feet beginning to dislodge from the undermuck as the undertow begins to pull for you. I need you to make an agility reaction roll for me, please.
Okay.
Here we go.
Wait, an agility reaction?
Yeah.
Correct. So just
There we
make
go.
an agility roll, but you don't gain hope. It doesn't give me fear.
No mods.
No mods. No mods. It's gonna be fine.
You got this. It's fine. Is it fine?
10 with
Doesn't matter for
matter.
your
hope.
hope. It just
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 10.
10 is what you needed on this. So I'm going to consider that a success here.
Okay.
Strong start.
As you begin
Okay.
to wade across and push against it. You do mark a stress through the process, though. This pushes your mind a bit and your body to its limit to get through the water. You're partway across the river now. The rest of you now being dragged in behind her in the water as it's rushing past. You're starting to get pushed down the stream a little bit. Who is helping move this trek forward?
I'm at the end.
I'll go.
All right,
follow.
Brixton.
Using strength.
Same thing, or what do I?
Well, what are you trying to do to help push across here?
Well, are you? So you got across.
I'm halfway there,
Yeah,
but I'm still out of the water.
you're about up to here.
Okay. But I'm still touching bottom.
Barely.
You're strong swimmer.
I'm
You made a
strong.
step.
I am strong. I'll kind of use the rope, like use the guideline, and I'm just gonna see if I can just maybe even swim past so I can help
Give it a shot.
Misty on the other side.
Make a strength action roll for me, please.
All right. +2. That's really good. That's gonna be 23 with
23.
hope. That doesn't matter. Or does that matter?
No, this is your
To
action roll, so it does. You gain hope.
23.
That's
with
going to
hope.
count down the countdown as well. You now have 2 left to get the troop across. I'm going to spend
It
a
might-
fear immediately as you get across the way. Who's third in line?
Sure.
Third in line, the undertow catches you immediately. As Brixton pulls ahead and pushes past Misty, the rope kind of drags you into the center of the water, and all of a sudden you feel your feet kind of like tug underneath. It feels like some sort of sunken log or something that has lost its buoyancy is being dragged under the water. Part of a tether or a vine on it like wraps around your leg and starts dragging you into the water below. I need you to make an agility reaction roll for me.
Agility reaction.
Let's go,
roll.
Snicks.
You're agile. You're
I
an
sure
agile
am.
young man.
Fucking super agile. That's a 25.
Wow.
You
with
pull-
fear.
It's
Oh,
a reaction roll,
reaction.
so it doesn't matter. You pull your foot free without challenge there. You are not dragged down the river and dragging some of your friends with you, but you do mark a stress to the ordeal.
Ah, ah, ah.
You're all right.
They almost got me, but I don't have feet, so it just
Good
slipped
thing
right
those
off.
knots are so sturdy.
I'm just holding like.
What'd you do?
Must you remind him?
What'd you do?
What is this?
How do you have both ends?
I don't know.
I made circles.
I'm going to spend a fear immediately to use an undertow action on you because you had rolled so poorly in with the tying earlier, and as part of that, the rope becomes free. And all of a sudden you realize everyone else is tied together, but you forgot to tie yourself to it.
Snicks!
This was your rope.
I need you to make an agility reaction for me.
I'm not worried about it. I should have been 6.
6. You all watch as Idle, the rope is loose in the water and Idle beneath the water before appearing about 20, 30 feet down the river
Halberds are
and is
heavy.
trying to tread water. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to cast a ice spike to see if I can give him something to grab onto. I'm going to try and pull one up in the water as he's going downstream right in front of him, so that he has something to grab.
So you're going to fire an ice spike in the water that you can grab onto.
Yeah, I can actually pull it up. It's not like me firing it down. It actually can make it grow out of the bottom.
Okay.
I believe.
Would we
yeah.
be able
Go
to
ahead and
work
cast the
together
spell.
on something?
If you want to help him with something by spending a hope to give him
I summon
a
an ice
D6,
spike.
yeah.
Yes, I'll spend a hope and. Well, then I guess I can't use this.
You can also do a separate action if you want to outside of this, and you guys
Yeah,
can
okay,
consider
I'll
them
just
like
do that.
coming together. If
But
you
I will
want to.
spend a hope to help you.
Oh, thank you.
To
Oh, you roll that D6.
yeah.
All right.
Guidance.
Oh my God! It's a crit.
Oh!
Okay.
Double ones.
Double ones where I'm like, wait a
yeah.
minute, we just talked about this. That's
You don't
not
even
possible.
need the hope.
No,
No, I don't.
You spent it, but
I spent it. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say, given the circumstance, you conjure the ice spike as opposed to down into the river. You conjure it below. As you're treading, you suddenly see this this like burst of light blue light in the water below. As you glance down, suddenly you watch this massive icicle like start shooting out of the water, and you just hear shouting across the way.
Grab on!
You clutch onto it as hard as you can. Make a strength reaction roll for me, please.
Come on, where were all those crits before?
Money.
Better. 13, 14, 15.
15, easy enough. You clutch onto it. Ugh. This counts down to a 1 from your success, though, and you are pulled out of the water and lifted over in the direction of the edge of the river. You smack into the last 3 or 4 feet of water, splash, and kind of end over end, and kind of stopping covered in muck in the side of the river slop. But you are now safe. Brixton, you are just beyond the side. You haven't crossed yet. You're kind of still in the middle of the water with Misty. We have one more roll to complete this.
I've never tied a knot before.
I'm going to try and fly full speed across this. I know it's raining, and I know that sucks, but I'm just going to see if I can kind of avoid as much of this as possible.
Yeah, I mean, the rain isn't so hard that it's going to prevent you from flying, so you fly across fine.
Oh.
However, Misty and Snicks are still in the water, and as heavy as Misty is, as you get to that center point and Brixton pushes past you, your feet are kind of getting stuck in the undermuck as your like chin's right above there, and you're like pulling the rope up and getting close to Misty and almost like clutching on as the water's now rushing past, and the two of you almost in the moment feel like you're a little stranded in the middle of the rushing river. Who's doing what?
Do you have a thing?
We need to pull.
Well, I was gonna try to help.
Oh.
Idle.
I'm out. I'm safe.
No.
Idle's
You're out.
out.
You're safe. Okay.
Yeah, you say
I
that and look over, and Idle's
got
on the
some-
bank on the opposite side.
help.
Like,
Yeah, but you're still on the other side. You still have to get over here.
I'm okay.
Go for it.
I was gonna help pull. Where the two of us are gonna pull,
Yeah,
unless
right?
you had a better idea.
No. Let's do it.
All right.
I guess strength action.
So, because we've got the,
I'm spending a hope.
you're gonna help me. All right. I'm gonna
Go
help
for it.
yank the both of them.
Now's a good time, Misty,
Oh, I
to
get,
see
I get
if
a
you
hope
can
and
breathe
clear
underwater.
Stress, so I get
Oh.
clear stress. Awesome.
I'll go underwater and.
Oh, I get to.
You're
hold
gonna
your
spend a
breath.
hope to help me.
Yep.
Help.
Yep.
On
6.
your vessel ancestry
Did that
or
help?
clank
It did.
from the base core game, what abilities do you have
Did a
on
lot.
there?
Well,
Do any of them involve breathing?
no.
As you begin to hold your breath, you feel a growing burning pain in your chest. And you realize this vessel, as you hold within it, while it is not made of standard flesh, the hollow points of your body that mark your instrument as the holy vessel, where your music stems from, the essence that anchors you here needs the air to pass through it for you to remain anchored. And as they clog with water, it's not about breathing more than you feel your mooring on this physical stone form begin to loosen the longer you're underwater.
No.
So
18 strength.
I don't like it.
18 strength.
Two.
That finishes the countdown. And with your final pulls, you get the rest of your troop across and drag Misty and Snicks from the river off to the opposite side.
I'm cold. I'm cold.
It
Can
is
someone
very
hold
wet.
me?
I'll hold you. Come
You
here.
will?
Come here.
Yes,
Right
come
between.
here.
Right between. Here
Come
we go.
here. You did good.
Yep.
Get
Yep.
your.
Yep.
Good
I'm
job.
furry. This is good.
I know, but
Put that
you're
book-
a
It's wet
spider.
I'll tie a knot around it to keep it tight.
There you go. Just
I really don't seem to know knots.
Thank God you're not a sailor or anything. That'd be really embarrassing.
Yeah.
As the rain continues on,
Brixton,
cold and
you're
damp.
So strong.
I know.
Muscles are so big and
I know.
warm.
I know.
Nestled between the deltoid and the latissimus dorsi.
Nearly 2 decades of lifting heavy logs.
Your hands are so calloused.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Okay.
Help.
Step on me, keeper.
Yeah.
The light of day begins to fade as you begin to reach the end of the perimeter of the jungle. And ahead, as you begin to move along the pathway that carves along the cliff face at the base of the mountain, the sheer seaside cliffs are now right over the edge, and you can see the waters of the Ashen Sea rolling, crashing.
So are
The
we?
tide is high and dangerous below, and you can see all manner of jagged rocks that protrude at the base of the cliff. And ahead, you can just begin to see the beginning of the sunken rampart.
Okay.
What was once the most perimeter wall of the extent of Amber Reach's sprawl. An entire region that now mostly lies underwater as the Ashen Seas came in to flood the valley. And the perimeter wall, partially crumbled in places, is now a stretching rampart. Jagged, broken, bridged in places, a challenge in others. But a path to take, as safe as possible, compared to other alternatives. But the light begins to fade, and night begins to creep in. Do you want to press on or make camp?
Let's be wise and sleep.
Be wise and sleep. Be wise to get to Volcora.
Oh, we're not there yet. That's right.
Idle, what do you think?
I think we should push on.
I agree. Do we need at least a short rest, or are we good to keep moving?
Keep
I'm
going.
okay as well.
Yeah, I can.
I could hold you, August, if you would like to rest a bit.
Oh, no, I'll be all right.
Okay.
I can conjure a bit of light.
Okay. You go ahead and spark a little bit of light. Kind of give you just enough glow to give you a little bit to see by, possibly other things to see you by, but for something for you to see by.
I got dark.
The mud and slick path ahead gives each footstep a heavy as it is just dirt and mud at this point. The occasional broken pieces of rock and shale that have broken free and slid down the steep decline of the mountains down to this pace. And you do see some sections where like mild slides have come through and then been cleared and then come through again. The slow erosion of the mountains mimicking the slow death of the domain. You can no longer see the ramparts here in the darkness of night until you are close enough to just barely have your light frame it. But you do see in the far distance the little spark of flame that you know to be Okoru's sacred pyre. And with enough of a glance, you can see the distant speck, like a burning star on the horizon of another pyre, and possibly far away. Could be Okros, could be something else. As you come around the mountain range, you have a view of the valley from the southern side that begins to open up, which lets you know that you're pretty close to where the ramparts begin, in which case you are just traversing the top of these walls with crashing ocean below. And then the mud gives way to hard stone. And you've begun your trek of the sunken ramparts. A breath, a second breath, a glance at each other. You continue to move forward. The sound of crashing waves below. Darkness ahead. Hope keeping you afloat. And anxiety ever curling at the horizon of your vision. That's where we'll pick up next episode.
We're almost there. So we're
Almost there.
We're now stone underfoot at the sunken rampart.
Correct. You have more or less started walking on the sunken rampart on the edge there. Yes.
Okay.
And are traversing that wall.
Okay.
Wait, we're like around here?
Yeah.
You're just beginning the trek of the sunken rampart.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll start there. And we pick up next episode.
Oh my God. What a long journey we have to go on.
Such a long journey.
Oh boy.
It's a journey.
This is so vivid.
I know.
So good.
Well, friends, we'll see you next episode. Love you very much, and is it Thursday? Good night.
Oh my gosh.
Immediately in my head.
What a beautiful map.
It's so fun.
That's Mario.
So there was
That's-
another pyre or another flame that he saw in the distance
Far in the
from
distance.